love a buttered biscuit.
Dropped a grumpy, pardon the term, onto the bed.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and squirrels from all around the world. It is more of that time. A little more of the Amber Heard stuff coming at you. So we're hitting the day 16 in the trial. And before all of you start to get all worried and everything, yes, it is that my father-in-law did pass on Monday, and it's, we're not going to talk about that tonight. I just need a distraction. So part of this is just that distraction. So I hope you're fine with that. And we're just gonna hang out. We're gonna do this. I do have some other stuff that I wanted to cover, but I just, like I said, I just need that distraction. So just enjoy the show, hang out, kick back, relax, and we'll do some of this wonderful Amber Heard trial. Fun stuff. There you guys go. Day 16. Ooh, Lord Almighty. Well, it's being a pain in the butt. It'll happen. It'll fix itself. I'm hoping that the Rumble side is working. It might be, might not be. Who knows? Seems like it'll smooth out here in a little bit. So if you're over on the Rumble side, I can see your chats. It's all good. My wife told me that she was just like, get the hell out of my hair. Leave me alone for a while. She's still processing, and she just doesn't want me in her hair right now. So we'll do some of this. We'll hang out. I sent out some invites. People are welcome to come on by, hang out, hit like, subscribe, all that neat kind of stuff. But yeah, we got some more Amber Heard coming at you. It'll be good. Like I said, I need the distraction, and you guys are a wonderful crowd to do this with. So enjoy and live it, love it, live and love and made. There we go.
15, I believe. Could you just please tell the jury what this depicts?
Yes, it's
Hair.
a picture of my bruised temple, and Johnny had his hand on my on part of my face with my face down.
I don't see a bruise.
And
Do you?
I was punching my head.
Punching.
I'm repeatedly punching my head. That's what caused that bruise in my temple.
Thank you. Now, we went through the Bahamas before, and you returned.
I've had
from the
worse
Bahamas
bruises.
sometime late December, early January, correct?
Yes.
Weird
Okay.
stuff.
I'm going to take you to January, February of 2016. Can you please describe to the jury what was going on with you and Johnny in this January timeframe after this December 15 and the Bahamas incidents?
After the Bahamas, Johnny's sobriety fell apart. There was just none of it. It was, so he stopped communicating with the medical team that he had hired.
Objection calls for speculation.
How do you know that?
I was there. They fired him.
Objection calls for hearsay.
I'll sustain the objection.
Okay. Without telling what the medical people did, go ahead and tell what was going on with you and Johnny.
Yeah, his mental health, for lack of what it looked like, his mental health was just falling apart. That's what it looked like.
Objection calls for speculation.
I'll sustain the objection.
What did you observe that led you to believe that his mental health?
Come on, Elaine, get your
Objection, Your Honor.
shit
Calls for
together.
speculation.
She can say what she
Leading.
observed.
Good evening, cool
I'll sustain
gamer.
the objection as to leading. Next question.
What, if anything,
Sorry if
did you
everything's
observe
acting all
about Mr.
funky. It's the computer.
Depp's
Give me a hard time.
state?
He was hallucinating.
Good to see you, cool
Auditory.
gamer.
Objection
Glad you
calls
could
for
make it by.
speculation.
I'll sustain the objection.
Please tell the jury exactly what he was doing that led you to believe he was hallucinating.
Objection leading.
Sustained.
What, if anything, was Mr. Depp doing that would have led you to believe he was hallucinating?
Same
Objection.
objection.
Sustained. Sustained.
What Please describe what Mr. Depp was saying in January of 2016.
He was talking to people who weren't there, meaning people who were not in the room. He was communicating with people and sounds and voices that weren't there. I know because I was sometimes in the room and sometimes on the phone with him. And he would tell me I had a conversation with him that I did not have. He would say I said something that I didn't have. He would comment on somebody being in the room behind me that wasn't there. It was terrifying. It was terrifying because, once he smashed a board right next to my face, and it was unclear to me whether he was even mad at me or he was convinced that the guy he said he saw me with was in the room. I didn't know if Johnny felt the man was in the room with us or not at that point. But I remember he put his fist through a whiteboard in the kitchen.
Welcome, Benjamin Gray. Good to
hallucinated
see you. Glad
right
you
in
could
front of
make
me
the
and
bus.
Objection calls for speculation.
Don't use the word hallucinate, just
Sorry.
describe what led you to believe
Your
that.
Honor,
Okay.
Objection.
I'll sustain the objection. She can testify to what she observed.
Please, thank you, Your Honor. Please tell the jury what you
Your
observed.
Honor, may we approach?
Okay.
Computer being an asshole right now.
Please tell the jury what you observed.
I observed behavior from him that was erratic, irrational, and didn't seem connected to the reality that we were in.
Now, I'm going to take you up to the beginning of February of 2016.
And I'm going
February
to speed
8th,
this thing
February
up
9th.
just so you guys
Please
are
tell the
aware.
jury what transpired then with respect to Mr. Depp.
Around this time, Johnny was, again, behaving in a way that was very scary. It was terrifying. And sometimes he didn't know.
Objection calls for speculation.
I think she can describe what she's, what are you describing what you're observing?
Yes.
Please continue.
In these kind of discussions I would have around this time, early February of 2016, sometimes in the argument, he would accuse me of something. Some
I'm
person
sure
in the
he
room with
did.
me that had just walked out, or I was hiding, for instance. And sometimes he would hold on to that, even when he seemed to have calmed down or come off of whatever bender he was on. And it was almost as if I had to confront what delusion he had, or what belief he had, or what accusation he made of me in a new fight altogether.
But was it
sometimes he
true or was it a
didn't
lie?
make it
That's the
clear to
question.
me whether he was mad at me or he knew he was mad at me. It was terrifying because I bore the brunt of it. And at around the 8th or 9th, we were in his Sweetser compound, the West Hollywood collection of homes that he has. And I got some cryptic texts from him in the early morning hours that scared me. I won't say what I said, but I came over to his main house. I believe I'd been across the street, and I slept on the couch. We had some interaction in the morning, which made me fearful. He didn't know whether or not I was fearful he was going to believe that he was angry at me, even though we weren't fighting. I wasn't fighting with him. I had done nothing wrong, but I was really worried that the momentum he was on was going to click into
Hey,
a
Rose,
direction of
how's it going?
deciding that he was
I'm
mad at
angered.
me and I
This
deserved
chick.
it.
Am I
And
really
I was
here?
terrified that was going to happen. So
Yeah, we're here.
I had an interaction with him and got really worried about that on the morning of the 10th.
All right, Michelle, I'm going to ask you to bring up.
Good
evidence
evening,
exhibit
Texas
638.
Jen.
It's already admitted
So
in
good to
evidence, Your
see
Honor.
you. Welcome,
From
welcome.
February 10, 2016.
Good
I'm
to
gonna
see
ask
you.
you to play
Good
it,
to see
Michelle.
you. There we go. Oh, God damn it. Yeah. She's been a real pain in the ass at this point in time. She set that phone up in that one particular spot. she had to set it up there. Hey. I love it. Hey, cool. Benjamin, Texas Jet. Guess Shizzy too. Yeah. It's good to see you too, Rosamond. It really is. It really is. It really is good to see all you fine folks there. But yeah, can you understand why he might be a little bit angry? And it seems that she's got this same cup. It is like her trademark cup or something. It's so creepy. Here comes your TMZ strike. Well, I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I guess we'll find out, won't we? I'm having issues with my computer. It keeps on flashing the graphics card. We'll see. The only thing is a recording of a recording of a recording. So if they're going to give me a strike, well, they're just going to be sucking balls on this particular one because, well, you know how it is. Trying to make. See, I had to restart the computer, so it's loading up something. And it keeps giving me this like blinking kind of crap, and I'll figure the damn thing out eventually. But it's good seeing you. Good seeing you guys.
Happened.
Looks
What
back at
happened?
the camera, make sure it's pointing the right direction. Notice how she moved herself in front of the camera so he couldn't see it. Because once he figures out that that camera is there, it's going to become an issue. It's going to become a real big issue for him. Because she's doing this out of spite, out of general shittiness. This is not good actions of a woman at all.
Nothing happened this morning. You know that?
Were you in here?
No.
No, nothing happened this morning. You know that? You weren't here. Well, I'm letting it catch up and giving it a hard time. Like I said, my computer keeps blinking, so if I'm cutting in and out, I can't really tell, because for me, what I'm getting is I'm getting a black screen that comes back, and like I said, black screen comes back, black screen comes back. It's like there's something loading up in the background. Warning, megapint coming, incoming. Yes, megapint. Well, me, I'm not drinking from a megapint tonight. Me, I am drinking some beers, having a couple of shots. No megapints of wine for me. Not tonight. Just trying to relieve a little bit of the stress of the day. And that's really about what's going on. Just it was a very interesting day. I hope everyone had a wonderful Valentine's Day. Got to spend time with the ones they love, and I hope that you guys got to appreciate that closeness that you've got with your families. Love y'all.
So then nothing happened to you this morning.
Yeah, you're right. I just woke up and you were so sweet and nice. We were not even fighting this morning. All I did was say sorry.
Did something happen to you this morning? I don't think so.
No, that's the thing.
You want to see crazy? I'll give you fucking crazy. That's crazy. Oh, you're crazy. Oh, you're crazy.
Have you drunk this whole thing this morning?
Oh, you got this going. You got this going.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Really?
No, I didn't. You were smashing shit.
And you notice they cut the part out where she's all smiling. Fucking computer. You notice they cut the part out where she's all smiling and walking away with it. Have a megapint on stream. Yeah, I missed the opportunity. Megapints on stream, they're just not really my bag. I mean, he's if he's doing It should calm down here in a minute for my damn computer. It's being a pain in the ass, is what it's being. Your hubs is on the road, hung out with 4 dogs, foster puppy, a glass of wine, baker, and then expert. That sounds awesome. That sounds really awesome. All good ways of spending your day. All good ways of spending your day. Love it. Love it. I'm recording the shit that's going on in Georgia. That's going to be interesting for tomorrow. That's what I plan on streaming tomorrow. I've got a bunch of stuff that I want to cover tomorrow. Could have faked it with water and food coloring. Just saying. Yeah, could have. But I like how she goes in and she blocks on this whole thing. And you'll see it come up where she blocks it all out. Sets her little cup right there in front of it. Because had he agreed to being recorded, he might have had other things to say. You never know. You never know. Yeah. So Fanny is going to be the topic of discussion tomorrow. Fanny is going to be the topic of discussion tomorrow. That's what my morning stream is going to be about. Is I'm gonna watch that hearing, see what we got. My computer's really pissing me off right now. Just so you know, it's really pissing me off.
Morning. I don't think so.
There she goes. Is it recording?
No, that's the thing.
You want to see crazy? I'll give you fucking crazy.
There she goes. Sets the thing right there.
Oh, you're crazy.
Sets it up right there. Sets it up right there in front, and then realizes that she's blocking the camera. As soon as she realizes she's blocking the camera, she's like, "Oh, well, crap. Maybe I should move it out of the way so I can catch him pouring this large glass of wine, this mega pint." Yeah, that's a little weird. And then as soon as he discovers it, which they don't show it on this, which is really weird because if you watch the whole video, she's walking off looking down at that phone, and she's so happy that she got this on film. It's just like, oh, so exciting. I got him being an asshole.
You're crazy.
Have you drunk this whole thing this morning?
Oh, you got this going. You got this going.
Started it.
Oh, really? Really? See that shit on you?
No, I didn't. You were smashing shit.
Bye.
There she is. Got it. Just like I got him. Uh-huh.
Why did you videotape this, Amber?
Love it. He has hillbilly wine glasses. Hell
Because I
yeah.
knew he wouldn't remember. that he
Objection
denied
calls
it.
for speculation.
Sustaining?
She's terrified of him, right? Yeah.
Tell us why you.
There is no terror in those eyes. That is pure smugness. You want and I've been watching the hearing with Fannie Willis today, and so I will just say tomorrow morning for all you wonderful folks, tomorrow morning is going to be a very interesting stream because I am going to be going through the entire 7+ hours of the Fannie Willis stuff. I'm going to be skipping through some stuff, probably commenting, but that's what it's going to be about. It's going to be this whole Fannie Willis hearing. I'm actually recording it right now as we speak, so I can just pull it up and not have to worry about the whole YouTube bullshit of giving me a hard time with it, because that's what YouTube likes to do, is give you shit with it. So I am going to be pulling that up and streaming that tomorrow. Hooray, hooray. Hurrah, hurrah. Hello. Good stuff. Yeah, she gets spicy. Fannie Willis gets pretty spicy in it.
I was afraid. It's scary. It's scary. scared they wouldn't remember.
Objection calls for speculation.
Oh, so scared. I don't remember. Want to catch up on that. Don't know if I want to get up quite that early though. Oh, don't worry. The first part of it is a bunch of bullshit. It is such bullshit. It probably like 2 hours worth of absolute garbage. I want to get to the meat of it, where it gets pretty tense a little bit later on. I'll be fast forwarding through quite a bit of it. There is a bunch of other news, but that's what I'm going to be covering tomorrow morning. So you don't have to get up early. You'll be able to catch a good portion of it. Oh yeah, because it will get spicy. It gets really spicy, especially when they get to the lawyers speak. It's that whole. I mean, some of you might be old enough to remember Bill Clinton. Well, what is I mean, what it is. I mean, can we get more defined here on you're describing? I mean, it's just a blowjob. You know what I mean? It's yeah, it's crazy.
I'll sustain the objection.
Horrible acting. Horrible acting.
All right. So I'm going to now take you up to April 21, 2016, your 30th birthday party. Will you please tell the jury what happened?
30 years
that night
old,
with respect to
acting
in
like a
particular Mr. Depp?
like a 15-year-old.
He
Defined
at that
every
time,
letter
he
of
had
every
like a
word
fitting that day
exactly.
or the day before, and he missed
Lawyer
it, and
bullshit.
he's
Whenever you don't want to answer the question, that's what you do. That's the kind of bullshit that you pull whenever you don't want to answer questions. Let me change the quality of this and knock it down to 720. See if that doesn't help out a little bit.
kind of disappearing at that time, like at night, vaguely saying like meetings. He had meetings, but then he'd be gone for
Looks
sometimes
like she's got
2 days.
bruises on her face right
And
now,
just
a
not
little
coming home,
swollen
that
on the
sort of thing,
sides.
coming home after a bender.
Calls for
Worse.
speculation as to Bender.
I don't think that calls for
I'll
speculation.
That
sustain the
does.
objection. He's gone for 2 days. Go ahead.
And I had my birthday was coming up, and it was, or on my birthday, I said, well, you gotta.
Oh yeah, exactly, Benjamin Gray. Love how she just blows through the context of the reason for his behavior from the video. Multi-millions stolen, and use his behavior from that against him. Exactly. And she has no idea at the time that what he's dealing with, because she is so consumed with her self-absorbed bullshit that it wouldn't matter to her if he was completely broke. Wouldn't matter to her, except if he was, then she'd be out the fucking door. But according to her, it doesn't matter how much money he has. He could be a millionaire. He could be poor. I would still love him for him because he is all there for me.
Make it to my birthday party. We had a dinner planned at our penthouse. I said it would be important for me if you made it.
Objection hearsay.
Not after you prove the truth of the matter,
Overruled.
said it. Thank you.
And he told me at some point that day that
Look,
he had scheduled a business
I
meeting.
love
or
this.
A money meeting,
I love
think he
how
said, maybe.
Kamala has her hand like wavering over the button where she can just go, objection, hearsay, objection, objection, objection. Who let the crocodile in? Oh, thanks, Texas Jen. Yeah, that's right. Remember, hit that like button, give it a smack, slap, and spank it really hard. And it'll be wonderful.
7, which is around the time my birthday was planned for. It might have been
Oh, yeah.
8 p.m.
Objection, hearsay.
He, of course, once my party was starting, he wasn't there. Texted me at some point to let me know that he was going to make it, but that he was running late. And that continued throughout my party. We finished dinner, and when we were cleaning up and kind of everyone was still leaving because we were waiting to give him an opportunity to show up before everyone left. And he let me know he was there.
You grumpied the like button. Well, thank you.
I tried to,
Appreciate you.
without saying what I said, I tried to give him the impression that I wasn't going to get on him about drinking or anything. I just wanted him to be there.
Sure
And
you
we
did.
had
I want you to be there for me.
We did a celebratory toast.
Be there for me, only me.
And the guests left. And later that evening, we were in bed, and I had a book, and Johnny effectively said,
Oh Lord Almighty, feel my temperature rising. I had a book, and Johnny effectively said, "What?"
What's your fucking problem now? And at the time we were getting advice from therapists without saying what they said. It was important for me not to
Oh, thank
make him
you.
feel attacked.
Thank you, Roseman.
So I chose my words carefully. I won't
Just
say what I
enjoy.
said, but I remember being very careful about how I worded what I was feeling about my birthday and him having missed it. An argument followed that. I got
Gotta
up out of
clean up
bed.
after your ass. Yeah.
Johnny's side of the bed was closer to the door than mine. I remember him blocking the door, blocking me to get out, kind of shoving me down, and we had a verbal argument, and then that became a shoving match. I tried to shove him back. I kind of felt myself retreat into the bedroom. At some point, he picked up a large, I guess it's a Magnum size, not a normal size, a large size bottle of champagne, and hurled it at me.
Oh yeah.
This time it went through a painting, and I
Oh.
loved this painting. I remember
Oh,
it
you
went
loved it.
right through the canvas, left
Uh-huh.
a giant hole in it.
Uh-huh.
And I remember thinking we shouldn't have art in our bedroom anymore. And
No, just mirrors on the ceiling. That's all.
the argument continued into the salon area, which was outside of our bedroom at the top of the stairs. Johnny picked up my phone. I don't know why. I don't remember what he was saying when he did it, but he picked up my phone and threw it out of the open window of the salon area, out onto the street, out onto the downtown street that this window overlooked. In that moment, I went, "Oh no, you don't!" I saw his on the countertop and picked it up and threw his immediately, like 2 seconds later. I didn't want to be stranded this time alone, meaning I didn't want to be the only one stranded without a phone, which had happened to me already several times before this from Johnny. So I picked up his phone, threw it as well.
Yes, she is very
I
gross.
said that I wanted to go stay somewhere else for the evening. I left that room, went into the office. We were still screaming names at each other and screaming at each other. And I walk around the side of his desk, and the next thing I know, he has me by the hair and he pulls me down. Kind of, I hit the side of the desk. I remember things flying off of the side of the desk that I hit with,
yes, it was so horrible.
my body.
I remember trying to Amber, nobody
fight him off of
bullshit.
me.
Really.
At some point,
Nobody is buying your
we're back in
garbage.
my main bedroom, and it's my.
You're a
I
horrible
believe I was getting my toothbrush out of that
storyteller.
bathroom, and when I came out, we had another shoving match. But this one, he I remember he chest bumped me in this like.
Well, I disagree. If she would just keep her mouth open, that's all. See that look right there. If she just kept her mouth in that position, probably be just fine. Just right there. Just nothing but right there. Just I'm so bad. I'm so bad. That's a horrible thing. Again, context ignore. I believe his meeting, which delayed his arrival, was about how he would deal with his finances after the theft went long. It could be wrong about the subject matter of the meeting. Yeah, the meeting was exactly. Thank you. I'm good at that sometimes. Yes, it is. It is one of those things where the context of the whole story is ignored because they fail to explain that he just got back from a meeting. His morning turned to absolute shit because not only is he dealing with his mother, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong on this, his mother either had just passed or she was really sick at the time. You'd still pass. I don't know. Maybe if I was single, I wouldn't, but that's a different story. But at that point in time, he's dealing with losing upon millions of dollars, finding that his company that he hired, his accountants, whatnot, were stealing from him, and that sort of set him off. And he's coming back. He's a little pissed off, and instead of her being supportive of like, I know you had a bad day. Maybe we can just chill it, be cool, be happy. Here's let me see if I can do something for you and make you feel a little better. It's just instead you get Barracuda face here. She's like a blow-up doll. What can I say? Like a blow-up doll.
bro-y way, chest bumped me and fell to the floor. And when I got back up, he kind of held me down by the shoulders down on the side of the bed,
Uh-huh.
kind of
Sure.
held me,
Held
wrestled
you.
me down on the bed. I remember I
Wrestled.
got up once or twice before I
Once
ended
or
up on the
twice.
bed, and he grabbed me, did this thing that he did sometimes when he would
You know,
come,
he's just
grab
sitting there
me by
going, "Oh my God,
the pubic
pubic,
area. And just as
pubic."
best I can describe it is he kind of just pushed me down, held me down by it, and kind of pulled me into it, and he was asking me, kind of taunting me, asking me if I thought I was so fucking tough. You're such a fucking tough guy, huh?
You know, she's got this whole like attitude where she keeps saying things that just make it unbelievable. You know, if she would have said, "Yeah, he smacked me around a bit," you know, I felt that I deserved it, or anything, like it might be more believable. But no, she's not believable. That's what's the sad part of all this is. She's just not believable at all. And the more that she spins these tales, the more outrageous they become. It's really hard to believe that Johnny even fell for this shit in the first place.
You're so tough now. Look who's so tough. You want to be a man? Tough like a man now? That happened for
I doubt it.
a bit of time. I'm not quite
Still passed.
sure. I think at some point he left.
It looks like she just cut one. She got a grumpy right there. Doesn't it? It totally looked like it.
Remember at some point shortly after that, I remember he was still in the apartment when this happened, but I remember.
Oh, Jesus Christ. YouTube being an asshole. We'll drop it down to 480. How's that? There we go.
Kind of collapsing on the floor and being exhausted.
So exhausted.
I remember feeling exhausted and crying.
So exhausted and
throwing
crying.
in the towel, if you will. I remember
It was so
saying to him,
horrible.
can we not
Just
fight like
standing
this?
over me.
Can we start over? Is there anything that we can do?
Oh my
Like,
God.
this is
Oh, jeez.
really messed up, but can we
Panic.
just not do this?
Panic
please?
on the streets.
Can we
Oh,
stop
jeez.
doing this?
Oh, stop.
Just
Oh,
don't
my God.
leave. It's my birthday.
Oh,
let's just call it
Oh,
couch.
just
Call it
do it.
truce and not have it end
Couch.
like this. I
Oh,
don't want to
this-
have it end like this. I was just so tired and hurt. And I remember crying and feeling ridiculous that after this I would be crying and saying these things.
Uh-huh.
I'm embarrassed saying it now. He responded cruelly. He told me it's what I fucking deserve, and that I'd wake up alone, and that no one would ever love me because all of this, pointing to my face or body, all of this was going to go away. No one would ever love me. I mean, that no one would ever love me, and I better get used to waking up alone.
That's true. She will.
And he
It's gonna happen.
said this is all my fault and what I asked
It
for.
is.
And he left. I heard him come back in the downstairs. You can hear the
And
door
then he
slam.
threw rocks
I
at
remember hearing
me.
it open and thinking, oh God, is this going to happen again? What's
Oh my
going
God,
on
he's
now?
gonna beat me again. Oh my God.
And then
Prophecy
shortly
fulfilled.
after, I kind of
There
peeked
you go.
around to the top of the stairs where you can kind of peer into the lower level.
He probably
And
did tell
I
her
just
that
see
she
him
was going to
briefly,
grow old,
momentarily, and he
alone,
just screams
and
at
be
me,
miserable
happy fucking birthday,
with her attitude.
and stormed out. At some point, I walked downstairs and saw that he had also left me a note to that effect.
Yeah, sure.
How did he leave a note for you?
I was written on a piece of paper as best I can recall, but I'm not sure.
Not sure. Oh, prophecy fulfilled.
So then the next day, what did you do?
I took a dump on his bed.
I texted. Actually, well, I can't say what I texted. I woke up that morning, the morning of my 30th birthday, and I woke up to my best friend crawling in bed with me and putting her arms around me. And I remember wondering how she walked in because there's like glass on the floor. There's lots of glass.
Lots of glass. Glass
She
everywhere.
put her arms around me and showed me a birthday video that all of my friends, my childhood friends, all of my loved ones made. Of course, stupidly, the first thing I asked her is why Johnny wasn't in the video, because it had been recorded before. It had been recorded sometime before it was clear.
Like 3
and
months
she said,
before or some shit like that.
that she'd been asking for a few months, and Johnny.
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
Yep.
All right.
It is.
And so we got out of my bed, and grabbed a few things, and
I'm sure
got the
there was a lot of
dog,
licking and gentle
um,
touching going
left
on,
for
maybe a little rubbing.
our plans, which our
She
plans had
is
been to
into
go
those
to Coachella, which
snuggle
is a music
sessions.
festival that happens in California.
Saying,
And that had been the plan for a while, that's how we would go and celebrate my birthday. And I remember, as I am accustomed to doing, just trying to move through it, move on. And
yeah,
I remember in vain trying to put on a brave face and have a good time, even though it was impossible.
sweetheart,
Let me stop you for a
you
few
just
things.
need to put on
What,
a
if any,
face
plans
first.
were there for Mr. Depp to join you at Coachella?
He was supposed to drive down, have dinner, stay in the room, maybe do some writing or something like that in the room.
At Coachella?
At Coachella, where we were. Coachella happens in a different part of California than we lived in. We lived in Los Angeles, and this happens about 2 to 3 hours away. So I finally got in my car back, and I drove with my best friends in the car.
And I'm going to stop you again because I just
That's funny. Shoes. The answer is she was wearing shoes. If what she says is true about the relationship, all of the occupants would always want to wear shoes. Yeah, there would probably be glass and broken bones and puppy poo everywhere. Yeah, it looks to me, I could be completely wrong on this, but it looks to me like she's got a bruise right here, like she just got slugged in the eye. I mean, once you see it, it's hard to not see it. You see the bruises up here, and they just falter. Just say it looks like she's got some bruising right there. Could be me.
just have a couple more questions before we go into that part. You said you brought the dogs. Who were the dogs you brought?
Bags.
Johnny's dog at the time, Boo. My
Boo.
dog Pistol. We shared them. They're teacup Yorkies, and I believe Raquel, my best friend's dog, which is a mutt.
What, if any, issues
A teacup Yorkie. I mean, think about a teacup Yorkie. My asses are yelling at me. Time for double earbuds. I love it. I love it. Yeah, you just throw some noise canceling earbuds on there and it's gone. No, one's name is Boo, the other one's name is Pistol. You put it together and it could be Pooh, or it could be Bistle, or it could be, like Pooh. Yeah, something like that. Wrong makeup palette. She chose to frame Barlow's palette. Looks more like she fell on a pallet or slept on a pallet.
did Boo have with bathroom problems, if you will?
Objection, leading
Oh.
and relevance.
Oh yeah. Oh, here's where she starts going into, oh, I thought it was teabagging. Could be. No, here's where she's going to say that Boo had a problem with poo. Boo would like to poop on the floor, and well, he pooped on the bed, and it's just like, yeah, okay. We have a Yorkie that weighs about 15 pounds, not a teacup. Okay. And you've probably seen him on the stream before. He's a pretty good sized dog. And even his little droppings and leavings behind are not very, very big. I mean, you're talking like little chunks or whatever. So a teacup Yorkie, okay, my dog, big. Teacup Yorkie is like this big. They're really tiny. For something like that to come out of a teacup Yorkie would mean that it just like passed right through it. Like it would, let's put it this way. It would be about half the weight of that damn dog, because those things weigh like 5-6 pounds. They're so damn small and tiny little things. Yeah. It's imagine like cat poo, like smaller than cat poo.
She had eaten Johnny's weed when she was a puppy and had bowel control issues for her entire life.
No, that does not happen. Just saying. Only 15-pound dogs. Your dog's crap more than that. Yeah. I mean, like I said, 15-pound Yorkie. His are not that large, but what she left in the bed was like massive. It was like a big pile. Hello to the Jessica Reloaded peeps. Awesome. Yeah, Jessica Reloaded was doing a chase stream. Welcome. Welcome, Jessica Reloaded peeps. Glad to see you fine folks here.
Among some other issues, she was, we regularly had to take her to the vet
Hey,
to
Just
try to
Dog.
figure out
Glad you
what was
can
wrong
make
with
it.
this dog. Never met a
Good to
dog
see
that
you.
was quite like this. So she had some control issues, hence why
Why we would poop together. I think that's what she means to say.
she liked to burrow in the bed. She liked to be in the, by the foot of the bed underneath the covers. And it was customary that they slept in bed with us, but Boo, having the issue she had, we have to leave her in bed so that she wouldn't be encouraged to go to the bathroom, which would happen almost immediately once you put her down on the floor. And sometimes it happened in bed too. But
Lie.
So what, if anything, did you notice about any bathroom issues in your bed before you left for Coachella?
well, Raquel and I were both in
Hey, T-Rex. Good to see you, brother. Glad you could make it. Yes, I feel very welcome. I feel very pleasured to have you here, T-Rex. Now, just make sure that you don't poop in my bed. We'll be good. We'll be happy.
that bed with the dogs, and I didn't notice anything, but we left them in the bed while we packed a bag to go to Coachella, so that Boo particularly didn't lose control of her didn't go to the bathroom on the floor. So you leave them in bed until you're ready to take them outside to the patio, which is their designated bathroom break area.
Well, on a patio?
What, if any, plans
That's
were
disgusting.
there? How often did you have housekeeping at that time at your house?
The housekeepers were there every morning, or they came every day, as far as I know.
Now, we'll get you to Coachella, but
She
why
could
did you
care
tell
less about the
Starling
slave labor.
that you had been involved in a prank gone wrong?
Objection, hearsay, leading.
I said why, Your Honor. I didn't say what she said.
I'll sustain the objection. Next question.
Okay. Did you commit any kind of prank?
Absolutely not.
Oh,
Absolutely
no.
not.
And
I would never
and
shit on the
why
bed.
would that not be something you would do?
First of all, I don't think that's funny. I don't know what grown woman does.
You don't think it's funny?
I was not also in a
I really think it's damn funny. I mean, I think it's damn hilarious because this is the prank she pulled.
Dropped a grumpy, pardon the term, onto the bed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She was all about the Amber Turd. Yep. She was all about it.
pranking mood. My life was falling apart. I was at a crossroads in my life that was really serious, and I had just been attacked on my 30th birthday by my violent husband, with whom I was desperately in love.
Well, my violent husband, who I was desperately in love with, and why would I poop on his bed? Well, maybe it's payback. I mean, just saying. Did Elaine just answer leading objection with hearsay response? Yeah. She's fucking cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. We know about Elaine. Trust me, we know all about Elaine. Here's a good example.
Oh, a lovely lady. Hey, baby, you're all right. You must have been something before electricity, huh? You're okay. Well, the last time I saw a mouth like that, I had a hook in it.
Yes, that is Elaine to a freaking T.
love and knew I needed to leave. It was not really a jovial time, and I don't think that's funny, period. That's disgusting.
Yes,
What
it is.
understanding did you have of Mr. Depp coming back to your bedroom that night or the next morning?
Objection calls for speculation.
You should probably seen the look on her face whenever she was like, hovering over that spot. It was just like, you know what? I'm going to show him. I'm totally going to show him. She looks very horrible in this. Just so you know, she's not going to age very well. I mean, this is the look of a 40, 50-year-old woman right here. I'm not saying that, 40 or 50 is unattractive. Just saying that, yeah, she's not going to age very well.
I'm asking what her understanding was.
No, I'll sustain the objection.
Okay. Had you had any conversations with Mr. Depp about him coming back to the house the next day?
No, Johnny didn't come back to that house. That was my, he owned it, but that was my house when we were having any sort of problem. In fact, that was my house just 90% of the time because he just didn't come back. That was not a place that Johnny was going to be in, that Johnny was in, and he had stormed out on my birthday. And as per what we did, he would go and stay at his West Hollywood home, and I would stay at the downtown places. He wasn't going to come back to.
Sorry about that. Had to blow my nose. Had to get the boogers out of.
Objection calls for speculation.
Yep.
I think she explained her answer on that
Okay.
one.
No, it
I'll
doesn't
just do
matter.
this part. Okay,
Okay.
next question.
Ah,
All right, so let's take you to Coachella. Who drove
I drove.
oh, true.
and who was in your vehicle?
My sister,
Everybody that wasn't
my
there?
friend Savannah, I believe, my best friend Raquel,
Huh.
just my girlfriends. I typically surround myself with my girlfriends. It's my sport.
Was there any occasion in which you were riding in the vehicle that Starling Jenkins was driving?
He picked us up from Coachella in the evening when we, as a group, all were ready to leave. That was the day that we went, which was a day that I took MDMA and mushrooms at the same time. Realized very shortly after what a horrible idea that was, considering the state that my life was in.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I totally boomered it. Thank you very much, Hal. You're muted, boomer. Yes, I know. I'll go back to this. Thank you, Abomination, over on the Rumble side. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you very much. And yes, I know. So did her dog step on a bee yet? I don't know. Her dog did a whole lot of things that are a little weird and funky. We'll get into that. It's coming. Hello.
Good.
What's up, homie?
Here to fuck shit up.
Oh, well, shit, yeah. So how was the car chase?
Mm.
Eh,
They got away like I knew they would. It looks like
happens.
3 teenagers, to be honest.
Yeah. They generally
Stolen
do get
car.
away, though. It's really weird.
But they're freaking idiots, though. Like, they literally abandoned the car and then they ran to, like, an apartment complex, which is probably where one of them lives. Like,
Jeez.
if you're gonna criminal smarter, doofuses.
I don't understand the whole not criminally right. It's weak. It's totally weak. So how you doing tonight, love?
I'm doing homework.
Oh, cool.
So I figured I might as well join you while I'm doing homework.
Might as well. We'll sit here and we'll poke fun at these fuckers for the next couple of hours. She looks like she's resting here. It's almost angelic with a little bit of a pudge face, don't you think?
You just let out a fart.
Did she? Yeah, probably.
Probably.
More than likely. Hey, no kidding. It didn't take much to be smarter than the average cop. Well, true.
Facts.
That's very true. No lies here.
I highly don't recommend that combination at the time. So I didn't feel like being in a crowd. I didn't feel like being at Coachella. I had intended to try to have a good time despite what was going on in my personal life. And I realized that
I love it.
that was just not going to happen.
You know what,
And
Zach?
so I wanted to go home. Meaning to be in a bed.
It took
I would,
a while
you
to
know,
get my
be
hair
held
this
by-
long. I am not cutting it.
I love it. That's right, Zach. Shuck it. She's telling you exactly how it is.
Best friend and watch a movie, and that's what we did. I didn't feel well and wanted to leave.
And
I'm sure she didn't feel
when
well
you
after
said
she
you
took
rode
that big
back with
dump on
Sterling
bed.
Jenkins, was it just you, or did you have other people? In
And when we left Coachella, it was my entire group. I wasn't ever alone with Starling. I certainly wasn't anywhere near him. I didn't have a conversation with him. I sat in the very back seat with my best friend next to me, and it was a whole group of us.
You're on this. I don't know.
Okay.
This might be a good breaking.
All right, that's fine. Okay, ladies, let's go ahead and take our morning recess. Do not discuss the cases with anybody.
our
And on the
morning
outside
dump.
research will take 15 minutes, okay?
Yeah. All right. See if we can fast forward it through some of this bullshit. And here we go. She's back. She's back in the saddle again. Not even going to trim the hair. It's so even. Abomination. Don't you go picking on Jess. We'll have words.
All right, we ready for the jury?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, sure.
I mean, I usually get it cut like flat, which is even. I don't
Yeah.
like putting layers in it. I do need a haircut, but I'm just waiting a little longer before I trim it again.
Cool Dutch. Love it. No, there's like my wife goes and gets her hair cut maybe once a year or something like that. She doesn't cut it that often. You know, she just grows it out and then she goes, "Oh, I'm going to cut it." I'm like, "All right, whatever." She always looks lovely whenever she gets her hair cut. So, of course, she looks lovely all the time. So that's always a good thing.
Yeah, I was about to say, Shizzy, what the fuck?
Well, she just looks exceptionally lovely whenever she gets her hair cut. How's that? I remember when
That's
she got it cut
much better.
short. I remember she got it cut really short, like really short, and she was so freaked out because she was worried that I was going to hate it. I was like, no, I mean, it just means that it's less to get in my face whenever. Never mind. Just it's so bad. It's so bad. I should shut up now before you get my ass kicked. Back to the silliness of the court. What is Ben Chew like? 6 foot, 6'2"? Because they all look just tiny. Even Rottenborn looks tiny next to Ben Chew.
I'd say like maybe 6'4", 6'3", 6'4".
Okay. Shizzy, shut up. Less to pull out of neither region. Yeah. Just saying. A little easier.
That's why you
my
shave
wife.
the nether regions, sir.
Exactly. Keep it nice and clean. Ben Shoes 0.88 Libby's.
That was good.
I love it. You know, I'm doing a recording at the same time that I'm doing this stream.
You're doing a what?
I'm doing a recording because tomorrow I'm doing the Fanny Mac or whatever the hell her fucking name is here in Georgia.
Fanny pack.
Yeah, Fanny Pack, Camel Toe, whatever her name is. Yeah, there's some shady shit going on with those fuckers. You know, if you got nothing to hide, then you're going to answer the questions pretty outright. But you know that they're trying to hide that shit as much as possible. That's why they're being so cagey about it. Like, oh no, you have to say it for word.
Not gonna lie, I haven't been watching that. But then again, I haven't really been keeping up with anything. So.
No, that's true. You've been busy with school. That's more important than any other bullshit.
True.
As we know. Yeah, real life is always more important than doing some sort of stream or any crap like that. My wife just got sick of talking to me all day, so she was like, "Get the hell out of my face." That's why I'm streaming tonight. She's just like, "Go away,
She's like, all right, I've had enough of you today. Now be gone.
be gone,
I need a
be
break from you.
go away, get away from my sight, be gone, peasant."
That's
Have
funny.
you ever had a shaved ass crack and have growth over the next few days that rubs on the other cheek? I have. Not fun. Prefer the occasion long pull of a hair. Okay. Good to know.
Yeah, isn't it itchy too?
What?
Dave, your
What's
butt
itchy?
crack?
I mean, it might be because you ain't cleaning it down there. I mean, you give it a
No,
nice.
like with the hair growth. Like when the hair grows back, it gets itchy.
Well, if you don't let it grow back, I guess you don't know, right?
True.
Good timing, lady
I would
luck.
assume so, because when you shave, like when I shave my legs, it starts itching
Oh,
when it starts growing back.
well, whenever you walk, do you let your butt cheeks just all rub together, like like Mr. Miyagi rubbing his hands together? Is that how you walk?
My butt cheeks don't rub together because they're nice and
Firm.
firm, so
Yeah,
I don't have that problem.
she didn't have that problem. See, guys. Oh, hey, Jessica brought it up. Well, I'm just telling you, if your butt cheeks are rubbing together like this, like Mr. Miyagi getting ready to
You
warm up.
probably need to do some more squats.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Don't skip leg day.
What, if any, contact did you have with Mr. Depp during the period from April 21 to May 21, 2016?
She was a little left hand, used a
I
little
had
right
no
hand.
physical contact with him.
Okay.
Uh,
I'm going to take you to May 2nd, 2016, the Met Gala. Can you please just briefly
God
describe
damn
to
it,
the
I
jury
spelled
what a Met Gala
triglycerides
is,
wrong.
where it is, and what's involved?
It's arguably the
a mistake.
biggest fashion kind of celebrity event, red carpet event of the year. It happens every year in New York
Stupid
City.
word, anyways.
Were you invited?
I was invited. Typically, designers will invite people in the public eye to be there.
So if it's triglycerides, then interesting novel. Are there pictures in this story? I guess there could be. Well, so if there's such a thing as triglycerides, then what's a monoglyceride, and what's a dual glyceride, and are there quadriglycerides?
I'm not
Just
a
asking.
biologist.
I'm just curious. I mean, like
Can't
you
answer
hear these.
any of that because I'm
So
just
that's
going
why I
with the
wonder if
flow
there's
right
like some
now.
of these things are tricycle rides. I'm just wondering if like maybe there's like a monoglyceride. Is that healthier or more dangerous or I mean, because I don't know. I'm not a biologist either, but I think tricycle rides are much better.
Yes, for sure.
Guests, and they will typically
Keeps you from
dress them,
falling.
and it's a way for designers or fashion to kind of intersect with a celebrity world, and it's a big event held at the museum every year.
And what, if anything, did you and Mr. Depp do to prepare for that Met Gala?
I took a
Well,
dump
Johnny
on
and
his
I were,
bed. He slapped me around a
we
few
were
times.
dressed by
Party.
Ralph Lauren, guests of Ralph Lauren.
Jesus Christ.
And Johnny missed the fitting
Yeah.
because it was happening around the date of my birthday party in Los Angeles. But we were planning on going together as Ralph Lauren's guests.
And did you show up?
I did. I didn't have a phone at the time because
Did you show
I
butt?
couldn't get
Yeah, I always show
reinstated
butt.
after Johnny threw it out of the window because no one on
Her.
his team would respond to me. So I had no way to kind of reinstall it. I had
Yeah, because they don't want to
someone
hear
getting
from
over
your
the phone,
bitch
couldn't know
ass.
anyone's phone number. So
Yeah, I would say that Ralph Lauren would be more impressed having Johnny Depp, showcasing some of his outfits than Amber Heard. It would be like, shit, look, Ralph Lauren's got Johnny Depp. That's gonna be a big selling point. But there's also a possibility it may be a breach of contract with some other company that he might be doing stuff for. So, you have to be very cautious with those kinds of things.
I literally have a Johnny Depp Savage page from a magazine that I ripped out, posted on my wall
Nice.
in my room.
Nice. That's awesome.
That cologne smells good, by the way. If you haven't got smelled it before, definitely recommend.
Does it smell like Johnny Depp? I guess that would be the question.
Well, I don't know what he smells like.
Well,
He
maybe
probably smells like alcohol, so no.
I smell like alcohol tonight, I guarantee you.
That's because you're old. You sweat it out.
There you go.
I'm just kidding. That was really mean. I'm sorry.
That was funny. I loved it. No, you just sweat it out, y'all stank ass.
You sweat alcohol.
I sweat alcohol and I smell like just old people. Something like it depends.
No, I'm sorry. I don't like calling anybody old because I'm getting up there as well. So
Don't worry
I gotta
about it.
stop that.
I think it's funny. I get a kick out of it because yes, I am old, and no, it doesn't bother me. I earned it from damn gray hair and wrinkle that I have on my balls. It smells like a dirty pirate obsessed with booze and booty. That's perfect, Abomination. That's perfect. It's a body thing. Chemically speaking, you can create them even if they're unstable. It's less complicated than a turd to describe it. No one cares.
I wasn't sure really what was going on or when he would show up or if he would show up. No one would talk to me on his team. No one would tell me. I didn't know. So I ended up going by myself.
They don't want to talk to you because they don't
Frankly,
like
I
you.
wasn't sure if he'd show up.
Stupid. I told you.
On the carpet or if he'd show up at the hotel shortly before. I had no way of knowing.
And then did you attend the Met Gala?
I did. I got out of the car and walked the red carpet by myself, escorted by somebody from Ralph Lauren's team. And I sat next to an empty place setting for Johnny that they cleared as soon as we realized that that he effectively stood me up on the carpet.
Who did you meet at the Met Gala?
I
Rightly
was standing in
so,
line
as he should.
right in front of a gentleman. It was Elon. I didn't recognize him until we started talking, and he had reminded me that we had met once before. He was with his mother.
And did you strike up a friendship with Mr. Musk after that?
We did. We, as I mentioned, we spoke on the red
Bet he
carpet, kind of on
did.
in the waiting line of the carpet. He seemed like a real gentleman. He was really nice, and he sat next to me. Well, not next to me. He sat kind of at a nearby table, and we got to speaking that night, and then eventually became friends.
He said, "Yeah, I will stick it in your pooper." I bet you that's what he said. Like, yeah, it looks clean, sort of. I mean, did you really poop on someone's bed? Inquiring minds want to know. Elon Musk wants to know. I mean, you have a name like Musk. I mean, come on. Sort of like mint chip, something like that. Just like, congrats, Jessica, on continuing education. Good for you. Yes, absolutely.
I'm going to, Michelle, can you pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 46? It's already in evidence. It's Aaron Falati's notes.
Exhibit
I'm going to
46.
ask you to go to page 30.
It's Fellatio's notes, and I'm going to ask you to go on page 40.
And I'm going to direct your attention to the entry for 5/11/2016, where it says, if I can see, here we go. Let me see
my.
if I can do some reasonable
Well, let's see what we got here.
highlighting.
See, RN visited CT at her home downtown Los Angeles. CT is provided with 2 weeks worth of prepared daily medication for upcoming travel to NYC. CT is visiting with assistant Savannah and friends with Rocky and Josh. CT discussed her birthday trip to Coachella, a music festival. CT admits to illicit drug use during the trip and states she ingested mushrooms and MDMA simultaneously while also consuming alcohol, and states that she vomited and was high for at least 24 hours straight. RN reminded CT that illicit drug use will not be tolerated by medical staff, that any medications or drugs that are not prescribed can interfere and cause adverse effects with her prescribed medication. CT laughed and also reported using illicit drugs, mushrooms, MDMA, and 5916 at home with some blah blah. CT reported their husband was not aware of her illicit drug use. There you go. So that's that.
In here.
With a high profile
It says client
acquaintance.
laughed and also reported using illicit drugs, mushrooms, and MDMA on 5/9/2016 at home with a high-profile male acquaintance. Client reported that her husband was not aware of the male visitor nor her illicit drug use. Do you see that?
Yes, I do.
Who was the high-profile male acquaintance that visited your home on 5/9/2016?
I don't recall even being in LA at that time.
Where were you?
I don't recall. I believe I was in London at the time.
She was high.
Did you
That's
have
why.
a male high-profile client at your home in or around 5/9/2016?
Not around that date. It seems like it's a wrong date.
Okay, and did you use illicit drugs, mushrooms, and MDMA with any high-profile client?
No, I did that at the Coachella Music Festival, and that was the end of that. I learned the hard way that that was a terrible idea.
All right. Well,
Uh-huh.
while we are on
Maybe you were
the,
so high you can't even remember Sweet
the
Cheeks.
same notes, I'm going to refer to the Coachella, which is up above, and it says it states she ingested mushrooms and MDMA simultaneously while also consuming alcohol, and states she vomited and was high for at least 24 hours straight. Were you high for at least 24 hours straight?
No, I was not. I felt awful, but I was at home feeling awful. At home meaning at the hotel with my best friend in bed.
Okay. Well, while I'm still on these notes, let's go. I know while Aaron
Yeah.
Filati was
She needs them.
testifying, we recall the 5/21/2016 isn't on here. You'd sent her pictures, correct?
Yes.
All right. Client texted RN requesting. I'm going to just move this up here out of the way. Client texted RN requested Ambien as she states she is suffering from insomnia, DT, stress, and anxiety. Client reports having the hardest week of my life. Client states she cannot deal with the negative media publicity she has received, maybe for being a biatch.
I
Okay.
did.
Then let's go to 5/26/2016. And it says, client reports having the hardest week of my life. Client says she cannot deal with the negative media publicity she has received.
Oh, I'm sure she
And
can.
then if we can jump that up, Michelle, to the
Biatch.
next page, surrounding the divorce she requested from her husband, JD. Do you see that?
I do.
Okay.
So, surrounding the divorce she requested from her husband, JD, Dr. Kipper notified Ambien. Dr. Kipper was notified. Ambien 10 milligrams, something ordered per Dr. Kipper. CT is encouraged to make appointment with Dr. Kipper in office to be assessed. CT did not respond.
When did you go in for the DVTRO?
May 27th.
So that was the day after Aaron Filati's note saying you just had the toughest week of your life?
That's correct.
Okay. While we are still on this one, let's go up to the first page
Let's go.
for the client
Let's go.
history.
Let's go to the first page.
When did you provide a client history to Aaron Filati?
Never.
When did you first get?
Okay. Let's see what it says here. It says Amber Heard is a 28-year-old female. Current occupation is actress and model. She has been in a relationship with JD since 2012. Amber Heard and JD met in 2010 on a film set, but did not start dating until 2012. Client reports a strong support system with her sister, Whitney, living with her in Los Angeles, and several best friends that she socializes with frequently. Both parents are living and married and live in Austin, Texas. Client states she moved from Austin, Texas to New York City when she was 17. Jesus Christ. She moved to Los Angeles. What? Texas to New York when she was 17 to model. She moved to Los Angeles in her 20s to continue her modeling career and pursue an acting career. Client states she works on 1 to 3 films per year on average and spends free time volunteering at the Art of Elysium. What the fuck is Art of Elysium? Oh, I have to check that out. She has 2 pet dogs named Pistol and Boo that travel with her frequently. AH reports history of substance abuse, including an addiction to cocaine and liquor. CT reports abstaining from cocaine for a couple of years, but was unable to report exact dates. CT does not smoke cigarettes. She reports consuming 1 to 3 glasses
Because
of red
she
wine
hasn't
each day.
abstained at all.
Yeah, that's clear. She reports familiar history of substance abuse. Both mother and father abuse and become dependent on stimulants, methamphetamines. So she's basically saying that her parents are both meth heads, druggies, and alcoholics.
Everybody else is always the meth head or the alcoholic or the druggie, and she's always the innocent one.
Oh, yeah, so sweet and innocent. Her fiance, JD, has history of polysubstance abuse and completed a medical detox in 2014. He has abstained from all substances since the detoxification period. Client admits history of anxiety, eating disorder, ADD, bipolar, codependence issues, and occasional insomnia. Client identifies as bisexual, is married to a female partner prior to current relationship with fiance. And so she's denying that none of this ever happened. Seems a little weird to me, but okay, we'll buy her bullshit.
Assigned Aaron Filati.
I believe September of 2014.
Okay. Now it says here that client
Filati is gotta go.
reports a
You take
history of
care,
substance
Cool
abuse,
Gamer. Have a
including an
wonderful
addiction to
evening.
cocaine and liquor. When did you have a history of substance abuse, including addiction to cocaine and liquor?
I did not. There's a lot of mistakes in here.
Did you ever use cocaine?
I have. I used cocaine a few times when I was 18, 19 years old, but stopped using any drugs, including cocaine, when I got into a relationship with my ex-partner. She was very against that, and I'm glad for it.
Okay. Then it also says here that, where am I? Move up a little. Here we go. Client admits to history of anxiety, eating disorder, attention deficit disorder, bipolar disorder.
Yeah,
codependence
bipolar,
issues,
man,
and
that means this
occasional
girl
insomnia.
is twisted.
When have you had an eating disorder?
I've never had an eating disorder.
Liar.
When have you been diagnosed with bipolar disorder?
I've never been diagnosed with bipolar disorder.
When have you been diagnosed with codependence issues?
I have never been diagnosed with codependency issues, although arguably,
I would say she's full of shit. If she's telling me that, she's full of shit. Art Elysium, nonprofit volunteer art organization thing. You also have to remember Elysium is one of the things that you see in Grand Theft Audio 5 that sort of makes fun of Scientology. I'm just curious if that's what it is.
at the time, from where I stand now, I can see that the relationship I was in
Elysium,
with Johnny
whatever.
is certainly codependent.
Okay.
But I wouldn't have reported that at the time. I didn't know about that.
All right, and then can we move up a little bit more, Michelle? Thank you. It has, per report from JD, Debbie RN, Dr. Kipper, client
Okay,
AH
let's
has
read this whole thing here.
reportedly been experiencing.
All right, because they knocked it down there. We'll just move this out of the way here. It says, per report from Johnny Depp, Debbie, RN Dr. Kipper, client Amber Heard has reportedly been experiencing increased anxiety and agitation recently and has had several outbursts of anger and rage. Her mood has been labial. Okay, I don't know what labial means, but whatever. Both client and fiance, JD, report an increase in verbal disagreements resulting from client's anxiety and emotional lability. Okay. Whatever lability is, maybe just like she's fucking psycho. Client expressed concern to husband and Dr. Kipper that she is nervous about being alone while husband is working on movie set in London, and expressed she has difficulty dealing with feelings of insecurity and jealousy when not in presence of her husband. Nurse will serve as companion for client and will monitor current prescribed medication as well as introduction and titration of mood stabilization medication. She is currently patient of Dr. Kipper and will remain under his care. CT has begun bi-weekly individual therapy sessions with Dr. Cohen and will continue therapy sessions via Skype while in London.
Increased anxiety and agitation recently and has had several outbursts of anger and rage. Were you present for this being reported to Ms. Filati?
I don't know anything about it. Don't know anything about it.
No, this is the detox.
Okay.
This is John's.
And it also says your mood has been labile. What, if any, outbursts of anger and rage and labile mood did you exhibit during the detox?
Labile, huh?
None that she would have seen.
I don't know what
None.
labile
I was
is.
there
No, she would never would have saw
for
that.
Johnny's detox. This is what Johnny was going through. This is not me.
And at the time of the
Uh-uh.
detox, was Erin Filati your nurse yet?
No, I didn't know her and she wasn't there.
Okay. Thank you very much. You can take this down, Michelle. Now, I'm going to take you to May 21, 2016, and I'd like you to describe for the jury what took place that evening in connection with Mr. Depp.
Johnny and I had not seen each other for the better part of a month, or about a month. I was traveling. I just shot a campaign in Italy. I spoke to him around that time when I was in Italy. I had gotten a phone. My parents got a hold of me. After I spoke to my parents, I communicated with Johnny. He, on that phone call, I didn't know what was going on with him for those weeks. With his sobriety, I didn't know where his state was. I didn't know what state he was in. And when I spoke to him, he was saying what I can only just, he was going on about scientists and DNA and feces, that he had some scientific analysis done and DNA analysis done. And that, as soon as I heard about this feces, he thought that was a prank. And he was going on about all the scientists that he had conferred about the DNA results with. I just thought he was out of his mind and thought clearly the drinking and the drugs are
Wow,
not
this
getting better.
rapid
Clearly
exaggerated
the
changes
delusions
in
aren't better.
mood.
So
Objection
kind
called
of-
for speculation.
Sounds like her.
It's not about prove the truth of the matter. We're talking about what her.
Oh, is she a
statement
doctor
was.
now? She knows.
Please
She
continue.
knows about
So
feces.
I hung up from that phone
She
call.
is the feces.
She
Assuming
is the
that,
feces.
and then spoke to him once my parents got a hold of me to tell me about Betty Sue. We made a plan, Johnny and I, for him to come over. He said he really needed his wife. He had lost his mother and he missed his wife. He really needed his wife. He said it over and over again. I felt torn. I felt conflicted. I didn't think, obviously, the situation hadn't gotten better with Johnny mentally, and I was afraid that all the work and progress and distance I had finally got on the relationship for the first time. I had a month of distance on it, I didn't want that to be undone, but I also wanted to be,
Sure.
I was affected by the fact that his mother had passed. So he said he wanted to come over and talk about that. And he said he needed his wife, and we made a plan.
You said that 4 times.
We made a plan
Which
for
makes
him
me
to come
believe
over
that's
during
a
the
lie.
day, thinking that might mitigate the amount that he would be drinking. Night is a little bit more dangerous. And
Why is night
in the
more
early
dangerous?
evening hours, I get a text from him that he's almost there, or that he's there. I think it was around 7:15 or so. And he came over, and we sat on the couch, and at first it was relatively peaceful. I mean, I could tell he was
And then all of a sudden he
inebriated, but
tapped
makes
and
sense.
attacked
In my head,
me
it
and
makes sense.
stabbed me and beat me.
He wasn't like incoherent. It was peaceful. And then he starts talking about the feces again and this prank that he said one of my friends had left for him in my bed that he wasn't going to be at. And I tried to point out how that didn't make any sense. I'm just not even going to be there. I wasn't there. And
One
my
of her
wouldn't do that.
friends.
That's
Now
not
it's one of
something
her
you can
friends.
say
I thought it was
about
the
Of
dog.
what
course.
he's talking about. And he just kept going on and on about it. So I
Yeah, she's she let's just throw shit at the wall and see what sticks. That's basically what she's doing. Just throw shit in the fence. Sorry. He turned me into a newt. Well, was it a red newt or a blue newt? Because that really matters. He sent booze to the lab. Why didn't that report get in? Well, I got better.
text my friend that it's
Objection
Monty
hearsay.
Python.
Don't tell the jury what you texted your friend, but go to the next thing. What did you do next?
Sticks to the
I
bed.
called my friend thinking that it would quell this, what I could only see as a delusion. I thought it was just
Apparently.
a delusion he was having. And I thought, oh, I'll hopefully, quell this by calling my friend to if he hears my friend say that didn't happen.
Objection,
maybe
Your Honor,
we can-
hersay.
It's not offering to prove the truth of it. Thank you. Please continue.
So I thought if I could get my friend on the phone to prove that this didn't happen, we could move on and talk about the issues that we should be talking about. We had, our marriage was over and falling apart in frent of our eyes. We hadn't seen each other for a month, and his mom had just passed. I couldn't believe he wanted to talk about feces. So I call this friend thinking that will
Move on from the
take care of
feces.
it. The friend doesn't
She
answer.
can't help it. She's
I
got to
call
explain
another
the
friend
poop
who
in the
is
bed.
someone else he claimed. I don't know how both people did this, but he was claiming that this person was responsible. So I called that person, and that person is on speakerphone. And I
Tell us
say,
who that person is.
Io.
Io, tell it right.
Your
Io,
mom.
tell it right.
Okay. And then you put him on speakerphone. with
Io,
Johnny.
tell it
Right in
right.
front of
God,
Johnny.
Lord.
Okay. And what happened
Come
next?
up with a more
I-
original name.
I allowed for an opportunity for Io to say why this is impossible.
Objection,
that-
It's
hearsay.
not offered to prove
Well,
the
that
truth of
was
the matter.
what was
It's asserted,
issuing
Your
out
Honor.
of-
It's explaining the
exactly.
context that leads to the next acts.
Your Honor, it is being offered
We're
to
not
prove that
here. We're not here about whether Io.
I'll
Pooped
sustain
on
the
the bed.
objection. Next question.
All right. All right. So Io is talking. You can't tell us what he said. Okay. He's
Objection, Your
talking,
Honor.
correct?
may we approach?
Okay.
Yeah. Can we approach? Because Amber Heard, we know she took a dump in the bed. She was the last one in the room. Funny story.
So Io is talking.
Damn it.
We can't say what he
I'll
said.
tell it later.
What is the next thing that happens on your end with Mr. Depp?
It just made Johnny madder. He got more upset, grabbed the
Her
phone
monument.
and started screaming at Io. He just started screaming at the top of his lungs, said, "You dyke bitch, you don't know what you're talking," just screaming expletives, insulting names. And
Calling her a dyke
telling
bitch is
Io
insulting.
that
I
he
mean,
can
if,
have
if
me
the,
and,
if the
fuck
cloth
off
fits,
and
then wear it.
just screaming at him. That's best I can describe it without getting into the details. He tosses the phone, down on the couch and heads upstairs. I pick up the phone and try to, apologize for
For
the
taking
fact
a
that my
dump on the bed.
husband at the time just screamed at my friend on a cold call. I didn't want Io to think that's why I had called Io, to just be screamed at and blamed for something that sounded crazy, for lack of a better explanation. It sounded crazy.
Well, yeah,
Io
but you are
said
crazy.
something to me on speakerphone.
Cuckoo for Cocoa
and
Puffs. Or chocolate puffs.
reminded me I wasn't safe.
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
Your Honor, it's not offered to prove the truth of the matter. It's to show what caused Mr. Depp to be set off and come back. I mean, it's not offered to prove the truth of what he's saying.
Set
It's not
off.
hearsay.
Come back.
Overrule objection.
Thank you. Please tell us what Io said and what then happened with Mr.
Lord.
Depp.
Io said, "Amber, get out of the house. Get out of the house now. You're not safe. Get out of that house."
Get out now. Get out now.
Io had been there after the cleanup or for the cleanup after December 15th, 2015.
You ain't cleaned up
incident.
shit.
I
Objection,
got
Your Honor,
blood out of my
non-responsive.
pillowcases.
All right.
I think she can provide the
I'll
context.
sustain the objection. Next
Okay,
question.
so please continue.
Johnny hears this when he's on the stairs. He made it up one flight of stairs, heard this, turned around, came bolting down the stairs, grabbed the phone from my hand, and really started screaming this time. Lit into
Oh.
Io,
Really?
called Io every imaginable horrible name that you can say to a LGBTQIA person for one, and any human being ever. I mean, just screamed at Io.
Called you a
Some really
fag.
nasty stuff. And
What?
he,
I
when
don't
he's done, he
understand.
says, you want
What's wrong
to
with being
have
called a fag?
my woman
Homo?
now. You want to have my
Queer?
bitch.
What?
You can have you take her. You can have her. And he, with that, picks up, just pulls his arm back with the phone and throws it at my face.
Oh,
Hit me right in my. Felt like my eye.
You
felt
didn't
like
throw
my-
it hard enough.
Yeah, apparently not.
I put my head in my hands.
You put your head in your hands. Oh, woe is me. Oh, wait, I got to get this down here because we got to get the image. She put her head in her hands. Oh, man, I'm so pained. I hurt so much. My head is in my hands. Oh, maybe she did this. Maybe she did this. Maybe, I don't know what she was doing. She's fucking psycho. Good Lord.
Immediately start crying. I
Of course.
said, "You hit me with the phone, Johnny. You hit me." And I'm sitting on
Exactly.
the couch. I didn't even have time.
How
to
many times has she said,
react.
Johnny, you
I
hit
didn't even
me?
have time
You
to put my
just hit
hands up. I
me.
was still
Meh.
sitting cross-legged in my
That's-
Like
soft.
this bitch has a
That's-
fucking
Johnny, you hit me.
literal script.
You hit me. You hit me. Why would you ever hit me? Like, okay, at this point, you begin to wonder, why are you wondering so much? Maybe it's not him. Maybe it's you.
Maybe he should
know.
hit her in the head so she can start like thinking more clearly. Clearly,
Yeah,
she's
so-
never been hit in the head before.
No,
That's why she's so stupid.
so stupid. IO is in New York, yes. IO knows nothing other than what she's being told to them, yes. And spoiler, IO didn't testify. Very true. Because why would she testify to this bullshit?
On the couch, and
I thought
I've
IO
remembered in the last,
testified through like
several
Zoom
times
or
now
some
that I've seen
shit.
him.
No, I don't think
No?
IO ever testified.
I thought it was a video testimony, but it was pre-recorded.
That could be true. I thought it was Whitney testified. I don't think IO testified though. I could be wrong. It'd be later if IO did testify later on in this, because this is still the defense.
He's hit me, and I didn't even have time to react to this. He comes over to me as I'm crying.
Did he teabag
and
you?
He does that taunting thing to me. He says,
No,
"Oh yeah,
but
I
he
hit you, huh?
should've.
I hit you, yeah."
Yeah.
And he just
Hit you, yeah?
feels like whacks
Hit
me
you?
on top of my head. Just this
Waxing
heavy,
you?
ringed hand landed on top of my skull, grabs me by the hair, yanks me up off the couch. I'm struggling to stand up.
Oh, this heavy ring
And
hand.
I don't know if
Didn't
he
yank
was
you hard
intending
enough.
to,
Apparently not.
hit me in the face, or if he was just trying to grab my face, but he was making this gesture around my face to try to expose my face to him. And he was like, "Yeah, let me see how bad I hurt you. Let me see it. Let me see how bad I hurt you this time. What if I pull your hair back? What if I pull your hair back?" And he yanks my hair back. I'm trying to
interloping.
prevent him from landing the blows to my face. I'm trying to prevent my face from being exposed.
Oh,
And I just remember this mocking taunt he was doing with me.
I'm sorry.
as he
Can you hear the rat?
was yanking me around the
No.
room.
Oh, I heard
then
that
I
part.
hear my friend come into the room. I hear her.
She's a better
Johnny
screenwriter.
gives her
Well,
two,
Chat
lets
GBT
go of me and turns,
wasn't
and
fully
just tell
formed
Jerry
at this
who your
point in
friend is.
time.
Raquel, my best friend at the time, who lived in the neighboring
See, I
apartment.
thought Raquel testified.
She came in, and Johnny moved towards her, and she ran towards me. Johnny looked at her, looked at me. I retreated to the only place I had to go, which is the corner room where the couch was. I retreated kind of to the couch, and Raquel and Johnny both ran up to
Oh
me.
yeah.
Raquel got in front of Johnny. She kind of managed to get right in front of him, in between
Sounds
me
about
and
right.
I. And I'll never forget it. Just
IO
very
was a deposition, not
slowly,
a
very, in just a very slow but very.
yeah. So basically, what they did is they took IO's deposition, and then they played her deposition, which they also did for a lot of Johnny's and a lot of other people. Yeah, she spent over $20K a month on a rented house during the trial and claimed she couldn't afford to bring her friends to testify, which you don't have to. If you've got a deposition, they need to make their way there. It's up to them to if they want to testify or not, which I doubt many of her friends wanted to testify because, she doesn't hang out with them anymore. Wonder why.
Concentrated, very controlled, slow way. Just put both of her arms, her hands up like this. And like I've seen people do with horses, that's what it reminded me of. She just went, "No, no, Johnny, no." And she just got in front of us, in between us, put both of her palms out. Johnny kind of squared off to her, ran into her arms, and she just repeated herself very slowly, very calmly, very directly. He hit both of her arms off of his chest like that and barreled towards me. I instinctively curl up on the couch.
Oh yeah.
And I just
Like,
feel her
curl
arms
up.
come around me, next to me. She was sitting on my left, next to me on the couch. I just feel her arms around me. And I'm just looking down at the carpet, feeling her arms. And that's when Johnny,
Looking down at the carpet.
who I
Was
can
it
see
partially
partially and hear,
Were you
is right
thinking,
in
why
front of me,
isn't
and he's
clean?
screaming at me to get the fuck up. "Amber, get the fuck up. Amber, get the fuck up. Amber, get the fuck up." And every single time he said it, he's screaming it louder and
He's
louder
probably
and
telling her to
louder.
get the fuck out.
I think he screamed it probably about 10 times, so loudly. The next thing I hear is boss, boss. And I realized that his 2 security guards had come into the to the apartment
could've.
after Raquel.
I could have
I
done
see
much
them
better.
and or
I
hear
agree,
them,
Rosie.
and Johnny turns to them, and I see Jerry say, "Boss, boss," and I get up off the couch and I say to Jerry,
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
Not obviously
Yeah.
prove the truth of the matter asserted at
I'll
all.
sustain the objection.
All right, so don't tell us what you said to Jerry, just what happened next.
Raquel was also a deposition. That
then
sounds
they
right.
tell him something, and he picks up the bottle that I guess he walked in with. It was a
This is
Magnum
Start
Depp or
Dep-
Jerry?
beating people with
sorry,
it
Johnny.
left and right.
and
He, you mean
smashing things
IO?
off the nightstand, the coffee table, starts screaming, and
He
kind of
screamed, "Die, die,
I
die,
feel them kind of
motherfucker!"
corral him. I'm not making direct eye contact, but I can kind of just sense and feel and sound and hear things smashing as he exits the apartment,
Smashing
kind of
and
knocking things off the countertops and breaking things on the way. I
Yeah.
realize he's punching something. I assume it was the picture because it broke right after he walked past it. And he leaves that apartment. I hear him in the hallway, still screaming. I hear more doors opening, more racket. Eventually, Josh, Raquel's husband, comes into the room and brings me to safety, brings Raquel and I to safety in their apartment. And that's where I stayed
Sure.
for the next few hours.
So who called the police?
I believe it was
Objection calls for
IO.
speculation.
So this is the same group of people that like to do like their little snuggle bunches where they all snuggle up, get naked, and cuddle. Just imagine you got IO and Rocky and her husband or boyfriend or whatever, and her sister, and they're all just snuggling up, all
Snuggle
naked,
puddle.
snuggle puddle, getting all like oiled up. I don't know. That just sounds a little greasy and nasty to me. I don't know.
Because they
You're
are
like,
greasy and nasty people.
Yeah, it's true. Sort of a little skankish.
Your Honor, we have to have the context here of somebody called the police, because then the police come. So I think we have to put, it's not offered again to prove the truth of the matter asserted. It's just who called the police.
Your Honor, the objection is not
Elaine,
hearsay.
shut the fuck up.
Speculation.
Do you know
Yeah.
who called the police?
Yes, I do now.
Okay.
Yeah, in bare feet when there's a chance
Did
of
you
glass
have
around.
a
Don't worry, they had their shoes
were
on.
you
That's
present
it.
when there was a discussion about
Just
calling
shoes.
911?
Objection calls for hearsay.
I'm asking if she was
I'll
present.
sustain the objection. Next question.
Did you call 911?
No.
Did Rocky call 911?
Objection calls for speculation.
Elaine,
Do you know
you
whether Rocky called?
fucking
Jesus
idiot
Christ,
face.
I do
Elaine.
know whether she did.
And did
She did not.
All right. So what happens when
Ah,
did
she's
you learn
retarded.
that the police had been called?
Whenever they shut up my door and we were all
Roughly
just
an
like
hour
half naked.
at some point shortly after Johnny and his security guards left.
And what did you do as a result of knowing that the police were coming?
I started tearing
I-
shit up.
I felt panicked. I didn't know what to do because
I started hiding my
I didn't
drugs.
know what they were going to do when they saw
All the
the
drugs.
state of the place. He'd also smashed up the other apartment where I kept all my things. So
Oh.
I didn't know what they were going to do. And I panicked. I called.
She had a whole
Um,
freaking apartment just for her
the only lawyer I
clothes
have,
as a
which is my
closet.
Yep.
entertainment lawyer,
Exactly.
does like
Skank.
movie contracts and stuff.
That's
And
gangster
I
ass shit right
asked him for
there.
advice.
She's a
And then
freaking skank.
Without telling what
Yeah.
he said, what happened next?
I called
But then
the
again, I don't
domestic
even
relations
have
attorney
enough clothes
after that conversation.
to fill my
Had you
closet,
known this
so
domestic relations
wouldn't
attorney
do me
before?
I got
anything.
enough for
No,
a
I did
couple of
not.
Did
drawers.
you get that name from your entertainment attorney?
Yes, I
My
did.
sister-in-law
And you
opened my
called the
closet the
domestic
other day
relations
to see
attorney
what I have.
Without saying what she said.
She's like,
what did
Jesus
you do?
Christ, we need to go shopping. I'm like, yeah, I'm down.
I'm down with that, sis. Let's do it. you tell a woman time to go shopping. I mean, even
No,
dudes.
well, it didn't really hit me on how little clothes I have until she pointed it out. I'm like, yeah, you're right.
I mean, my wife, whenever she's just like, okay, we got to get you some new outfits. I'm like, wait, what's wrong with this one? She's like, there's a hole in the back that I can put my like head through. I'm like, okay, well, I mean, I use it whenever I'm like out in the shop working and stuff. She was like, We're gonna get you
You
some
do
new
what my dad
clothes.
does, wear your nice shirts for work and to everywhere because you don't care.
No, 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 no. I've got a whole bunch of shirts that I got left over from Honda and stuff like that that
Mhm.
they've got big holes in them, like just from like battery acid and crap like that, and just like
See, my dad doesn't care. He'll wear his like dress shirts for work, for going out, for whatever. He does not care. He wears them everywhere. I'm like, what the hell's wrong with you? You need to
yeah,
separate them.
yeah. I keep them. I keep them separated. Gotta keep them separated. Dun, 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 dun.
I told the police officers who arrived that I would not.
Objection, Your Honor. Hearsay.
Again, not offered to prove the truth of the matter asserted.
All right,
It
I'll
was-
rejection.
Thank you. I'm sorry, could you
Jesus
repeat that?
Christ.
I repeated to the officers, I refused to cooperate at this time at the advice of my attorney.
Did
What
you
attorney?
call your publicist that night?
No.
Yep.
Now, I'm
Yes.
going to ask you to take a look at some pictures, but before I get there, I want to just ask you a couple of questions leading up. What were you doing when the police officers arrived?
When at that time when after I
Heard?
learned that they were coming,
When I
Uh,
heard the turd hit the
my
bed,
best friend took pictures of me.
when the turd
We
hits the
took pictures of the
floor.
house and my
Sorry.
face.
I'm going to, and did your best friend take any pictures while the officers were there?
We took pictures before and while they were there and after.
Okay,
We took
Uh-huh.
pictures throughout.
okay.
And where are
So
those
I'm going
pictures?
to take you, now, Michelle, can you bring up Defendant's Exhibit 706? I think we can do the native on this one. Yes, thank you.
Did you call your publicist's
Does
offices
this
or others
accurately
in that
depict the
office
scene
that night?
portrayed?
No.
Yes, it does.
Hey,
Your Honor,
Joe.
I'd like to move the admission of Defendant 706.
No objection.
706 in evidence.
Did you call TMZ directly?
Yes.
Yes, you did. Nope. Hate
Danielle!
shopping. Danielle, girl, what is going on? So good to see you. Little D. Damn right. Yeah, we're just watching this silliness.
And would you please describe to the jury what this is a picture of?
This is my face after Johnny threw a phone at it.
I'm going to now, Michelle, ask you to pull up Defendant's 708.
708.
And does this accurately depict the scene portrayed in this picture?
Yes, it does.
All right. And I also see that there is a little, what we call metadata item on there. How do you get that on a picture? How does that happen? Can you just describe briefly?
Objection, Your Honor. That's speculation,
Objection.
lack of
If you
foundation.
want to approach.
Yeah.
Yep. If you want to approach, no, I really don't, but we will because Amber's like picking eye boogers, trying to draw some tears. She can't really cry. It's hard to cry when you have no soul.
And a shit
Got
ton of
no
Botox.
soul. Yeah, well, that's just the blood injections that are seeping out through her eyes. It's not really tears. It's more like cellulite. Oh my. See, here's the thing, Roseman. If you had a chance, though, and you knew that you wanted to go out and do something that looked really
Can you
nice,
please explain how this
shopping would
particular
be awesome.
item on here got onto the picture?
You'd go and you would do the shopping. You'd be like, you know what? You make me feel like a natural woman.
No, I agree with Rosman. I hate shopping too.
Oh, I do too, but I know that it's necessary to like keep like decent clothes.
That's why I don't have a lot of clothes because I can't be bothered to go shopping.
Yeah, I've got like I don't know how many different types of like what is it, bib overalls, because I'm constantly out in the shop working and on shit. So it's just like, fuck, why would I buy nice clothes? Then I have to take care of them or something. I'm used to getting oil and grease and paint and stain and welding fragments and wood chips and all kinds of crap all over them. So buying new stuff is nice. Good evening, little D. Oh, but you would enjoy it. You enjoy the shopping, though. You got to admit, you enjoy the shopping because it's
No,
something different.
nope. It
You
gives
don't
me
enjoy it at
anxiety.
all. Not even one little bit where you buy something, you're just like, I like this.
I enjoy buying Legos,
There you go. See, shopping.
but like I'm not your typical girl that enjoys going to the mall
Oh,
or going to like Sephora and buying a shit ton of makeup. I actually dread it because there's always a long ass line.
yeah. My wife hates that too. Danielle shops at Amish R Us. Yes, absolutely. No, I don't like doing it. Neither does my wife. I mean, she's just like, okay, this is your utilitarian. Like the only time that she buys new clothes is if she's just like, I've got to wear something different. Like she has suits that she wears, and if she has to go to court, then she wears a full suit. If not, she's just dressed nice from the top down. She'll be
Mhm.
like in her PJ bottoms and stuff,
For
doing
like
the
the
Zoom
video
hearing.
calls.
Exactly. It's like she still
I
looks
do that for
professional.
my class.
She'll make her hair look really nice and do some makeup, like light makeup and all that kind of stuff. And then you walk in there and she's wearing like her slippers and a pair of PJs and she's wearing like this really nice suit coat. It's so funny. I love it. I love my wife. She's
I
awesome.
feel that. I feel that. Because I do that for my classes, like where I'll just wear my PJ pants.
Yeah.
But I'll try to look cute, but only when I have to turn on my camera. Most of the time I don't turn on my camera for my classes because I'm like, I hate all of you. So yeah.
I hate shopping. I hate trying on clothes. I hate doing your hair. Nope. Wranglers, t-shirt, sweatshirt, hat, boots every day. Yeah. And that's pretty much how I am. I mean, I've got like, I mean, I wear like different shirts whenever I'm doing these streams, but I mean, if you look really close, you'll probably see some sort of fucking holes in the goddamn clothes. I mean, but they look okay.
Oh, Hal said his girl's good at secondhand stores. Dude, that is not a bad
Yes.
idea. I
Yes.
found a real, like a legit um Chanel bag crossbody. And the dude was selling it for $20. I'm like, bro, these go for like 800. Especially because it's a classic. Like, what are you doing? I should have bought it, but I didn't because I'm not bougie. Like, when
Yeah.
am I ever gonna wear it? It's an ugly color.
Yeah, if somebody like wants to talk like fashion, you're talking to the wrong person because I'm like the most unfashionable person whatsoever. It's like clothes. That's how I view them. My wife is just like, "Oh, you look good in this." Okay, that's about how as deep as I go. If she goes, "You look good," and I'm like,
Well,
"All right."
I'm gonna say this for the ladies. I buy most of my outfits from fashionnova.com.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I like that. So is that like just an easy way of getting clothes or what?
Well, they're a lot cheaper and they're cute.
There you
I
go.
mean, granted, they're probably not the best, like, um, quality, but you get a couple of wears out of them. I mean, I know how girls are because I'm like that too. I'll buy an outfit, I'll wear it maybe 2 or 3 times, and then it just dies in my
Yeah.
closet.
Yeah. That was like shit. My wife got me these like pajama bottoms and she was just like, "Oh, these will look really nice on you." And the first time she wore them, they shrunk down so she could wear them. Like I put them on, I was just like, "What the hell?" I was like she
That
walked
was her
in.
plan all along.
I guess I don't know. Those things shrunk so damn small. I was just like, "Well, looks like you got like yourself some nice pajama bottoms." She was like, "I had no idea they would shrink." I was like, "I don't know. No, I don't know anything about this stuff." So And yeah. Do I wear pajama bottoms? Absolutely. Walking around the house, and we've got a front facing road. People walking by with their dogs. They don't want to see this. They don't want to see this. I don't care, but their dogs might. They're like, chew bone? No.
It's a feature that was on iPhotos, where your pictures are stored on your phone. Typically, you just push info.
And was that pushed in these instances?
I
of
pushed
these pictures?
info, and that's what came up.
Okay. Your Honor, I'm going to move the admission of
Info.
defendants in 708.
The objection 7.
Your Honor, I would just ask the picture be redacted on hearsay grounds
Oof.
Your Honor,
for the metadata,
Okay, if you want
alleged
to
metadata.
Okay.
Oh yeah. This is where they start getting in like, yeah, these are altered pictures. And if you're trying to submit altered pictures, we're not going to allow that shit. Oof. They're so on top of this stuff.
Yeah, one moment, please. I'm
All right.
trying to admission of 708 with the redaction, Your Honor.
Your Honor,
Okay. We'll get it.
thank you.
Camilla has such like
Okay,
tiny
708
little
with the
petite
redaction.
hands.
Thank you, Your Honor. And I would also like the record to reflect that we're publishing this to the jury.
Yes, no objection, correct?
Okay.
Yes. There we go.
Okay. I would like the record to reflect that this was the photo that was shown to Officer Sines and Officer Haddon. as
Objection, Your
Exhibit
Honor.
20
That,
No,
that is
Your Honor, we
that
couldn't
is
put him in
inappropriate, Your
because
Honor.
we
Objection.
hadn't identified him. Now the jury should be entitled to know which photo
Your
was
Honor, we
Be
shown.
ask-
right back.
we
I'm
ask-
gonna let
Okay.
the rat out of my room and close my door so he can't come back.
All right. Yeah, Elaine's trying to get shit in that does not fly. It's like, Your Honor, this is not appropriate. It's about as appropriate as Amber
So
Heard
for
being
the
left alone in
record,
a bedroom.
this particular photo was shown to Officer Sines and Officer Haddon as Exhibit 24 in both of the depositions that were shown earlier where the pictures were not allowed to be shown yet because they hadn't been admitted. Amber, will you please describe for the jury what is depicted in this photo?
I have
Yes, that's
blush
a
on.
picture of my face taken that evening, shortly before 9:30, after Johnny hit me with the phone.
And we can take this one down and let's go to Defendant's Exhibit 709.
Objection.
And based on.
I forgot to
ruling,
tell you, I
we
finally
need to
figured out how the
have
rat
that
keeps
down, please.
pushing the baby gate open.
How's he doing it?
He uses his face,
Just
like the side of his face, and just keeps pulling it.
nice.
Yeah.
I like
I
it.
mean, Zeus is a Belgian Malinois, and he's 5 years old, and he never ever does that. But he's also not an escape artist, so.
Yeah, we've got one too. That damn Yorkie. I've seen
Yeah.
him clear a 4-foot wall. Like seriously, he
Jesus.
is just because he gets so anxious if you leave him, like he freaks the fuck out. Like he has serious separation anxiety. I mean, his separation anxiety is so bad that he will sit there and just like lick his feet constantly while he's sitting on the couch. You like have to, like, dude, stop, and he'll start chewing on something, and then he'll start licking his feet again. It's like, what the hell is wrong with this dog? And that's with him on medication to calm the anxiety down. That's how anxious this fucker is.
Must be something about rat dogs.
I'm telling you. My wife, she had probably the most awesome Yorkie in the damn world, and she compared every other dog to that, and yeah, she was just like, oh, I want to get another Yorkie. I was like, I don't want another dog. We already have 2. We're good. And so she got this other dog, and now she's like, no, he's not that bad. I'm like, this dog is psycho. He is psychotic. Like
But
in the
he's
morning.
cute, so he gets away with it.
No, he's not even cute. That's the worst part about it.
What?
If he was cute, that would be one thing. Like, I mean, he's not even cute. He's so psycho. Like I'll in the morning I'll make some coffee, and relieve myself in the morning. And if I don't close the door, he comes in there and starts licking the back of my legs.
Oh no,
I'm like, dude, stop. Like this is
weirdo.
creepy. I'm like, I'm just trying to pee, dude. Like, stop. And you can't kick him because, well, you're in sort of a compromised position. It's just weird. Like, it's just so weird. Yeah, I lick my feet when I'm anxious too. Guess so. If you need to.
I move the admission of 709.
All right, any objection?
Not with rejections.
All right,
Thank you.
709 with redactions and evidence, you can publish.
If it could be published to the jury, Your Honor. Thank you.
Yes.
And Your Honor, for the record, this is the photo that was shown to Officer Sines and to Officer
Okay,
Haddon
a
as
little
Exhibit
bit more
25
polish.
for both of their depositions. Amber, could you please describe for the jury what's depicted here?
That is my face after the phone incident. It's that night.
Okay.
All right, let's bring defendant 710, please.
So your cheekbones have gotten bigger since then, haven't they?
Within a matter of hours, huh?
And Your Honor, I'm going to move the admission of Exhibit 710. The redactions have been already placed on it.
Any objection?
Objection, Your
No
Honor.
objection.
All
Thank
right,
you.
710 with redactions, you can publish.
If we could publish, Your Honor. And for the record, this photo was shown to Officer Sines and Officer Haddon. It was Exhibit 26 for both of their depositions.
Yes, Your Honor, you notice their cheekbones
please
have
describe for
gotten
the
much
jury what's
larger
depicted
since
here,
then.
That is my face, and
That's the broken
yes, a
nose.
different light that same evening after Donnie hit me with the phone.
After he hit
Go
me with
ahead
the
and go
phone.
to Defendant's
course.
Exhibit 711.
Yeah, having all kinds of plastic surgery on your face tends to do that.
And I'm going
Just
to move the
saying.
admission of 711, Your Honor, with the redactions.
All right, any objection?
No objection.
All right, 711 with redactions and evidence, publish.
And for the record, Your Honor, for the jury's purposes, this was shown to Officer Sines and Officer Haddon as Exhibit 27 to both of their depositions.
Yep,
And could you describe what's
absolutely.
depicted here, Amber?
Yes, that is another angle, another lighting of my face.
So she's been all abused. Oh, that's so horrible. She had a phone thrown at her and it was completely like destroyed. Like completely like beat the hell up and all that kind of stuff. You want to see what abuse looks like right there. That's what abuse looks like.
Mhm.
That's what it looks like whenever you've had somebody pummeling your head. Okay, it's not pretty, and for her to claim that bullshit, is just fucking ridiculous. She doesn't know. She doesn't know. It's fucking horrible that she says this kind of shit, and that's what abuse looks like. It looks fucking horrible. And we're talking about a guy that isn't even half the fucking stature of Johnny Depp. That's that. You look at those two pictures in comparison. Oh, I was so abused. It's like, I'm sorry. That right there looks like you just threw some makeup on over it, because I'm not seeing the swelling. I'm not seeing anything.
After the
Shit.
phone
And
that
when,
evening.
and when you say angular lighting, what did Rocky do in taking these pictures?
Objection calls for speculation.
I said, what did
Yep.
you do?
So overruled.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Raquel took pictures of my face in various places around the penthouse. The apartments have really different lighting, really dark in some places.
Yeah, we got to get the lighting
Anyway,
just
so
right.
we just
for
took
the
pictures in
abuse.
different lighting so that we had an accurate portrayal and depiction of what had happened.
And why did you take the pictures?
Raquel did it to protect me because the cops were coming.
JD basically wears brass knuckles. Chris Brown does not. Yeah. Well, and trust me, if you're wearing brass knuckles, that shit's cutting the fuck out of you. I mean, you're breaking skin. Just saying. It's completely different kind of facial shit that's going to be happening, and that's why, you know, I feel for any woman that has ever been had to go through this kind of shit, because people like Amber Heard make it a fucking joke, and it shouldn't be. You know, her acting this way, you know, puts a shade on every woman that has been abused. Now, would I say that JD was probably verbally abusive to her? Oh fuck yeah, I would definitely agree with that. You know, yelling, screaming, all that kind of shit can be fucking bad. You know, but physical, no, I'm just not buying it. Not buying it from her.
And we knew we knew that the police. I think at this point that they were already here. They were with us, but we weren't. Maybe this was right before. I'm not quite sure without seeing the timestamp, but we weren't sure what was going to happen, what the police were going to say, what they were going to do. We didn't know what Johnny was going to do, what he was going to say. So she wanted to protect me.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So let's go ahead and bring up 712.
I'd love to see. I'd love to see him show the pictures
Thank you,
after
Your
she got her
Redactions.
face work done.
Thank you, Your Honor. And please describe.
After she got all the work done on her face, I would love to see the kind of bruising and shit like that. As I knew a stripper that got a nose job done. She had like a really pretty face in the first place, but then she wanted to get a nose job done because she didn't like how large it was. So she got the work done on her nose. And after she got the work done, her eyes were black and blue up underneath here. And it looked like someone just like clocked her in the face really bad. It is insane. This is nothing, sweetheart. Nothing.
What's depicted here?
That is another picture of my face taken around the same time.
Okay. And then let's go to 713.
Come on, Lane. Get your shit together.
One of my coworkers is moving back to Texas.
13 with redactions.
She's a stripper.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Did she ever pose for any magazines?
I don't know. I can ask her.
No, I was just curious. How old is she?
Like 27.
Oh, never mind. No, I was going to say I actually met a couple of Playboy models that came out to Los Angeles to like do like a spring edition and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty funny because they were just like, yeah, we got invited to go out to Hugh Hefner's thing. It was just like, have fun, I guess. Like one of the girls was because they were sisters, and the other one
Mm-hmm.
was like not into that. The other one was a stripper and was dating like an accountant or something like that. Like, and then like totally was screwing around on the whole time that she was in town. She was like, what the fuck, man? It was weird. It was so weird, that relationship.
Yeah.
But yeah, she
my coworker, she just broke up with her like boyfriend of 7 years or whatever. So she's going back to Texas because that's where she's from. And she's like, yeah, I'm just going to go back to the strip club that I used to work at. She's like, I don't have a Snapchat right now, but I'm going to make one when I go back to Texas. Can I add you on there? I'm like, yeah, I don't care. She's like, but I'm going to post stripper stuff. I'm like, I don't care. I'm probably going to compliment your outfits. Not going to lie.
I mean, if women have the body for it, then do it. I mean, no objections there. I mean, I don't want to see Amber Heard naked. I mean, I've seen enough of that. Okay. So,
Yeah.
some women know how to like pose and look really nice without doing a whole bunch of filters and crap like that, no objections. Nothing bad there. Yeah. To each their own. Yeah, pretty much.
And for the record, this one was shown to Officer Sines and Officer Haddon as well as Exhibit 29 to both of their depositions.
Same picture,
And just describe briefly
except
what this is.
you don't
This is
see any
another
sort of
picture of
bruising.
my face taken at the exact same time and in the same location as the other one, just with one of the lights turned on, or an additional light turned on in the previous one.
Okay, let's go to 714. Move the admission of 714, Your Honor.
No objection.
714 with redactions.
And please tell the jury what this depicts.
This is another
Different
angle of my
lighting.
face, or another picture of my face taken at a different time. I don't know if this is later or before because I can't see the time on it.
Okay, take that down. Let's go to 715.
Come on. Come on, Amber. You mean filtered? Yeah.
I'm going to move the admission of 715, Your Honor.
No objection.
All right, 715 with redactions in evidence or published.
Thank you. And for the record, this one was shown to Officer Sines and Officer Haddon as Exhibit 17 for both. Please describe for the jury what's depicted here.
This
That is
before
a
I took
picture
the
of my
shot to the
face,
face with
Some point
semen.
later on in the night, it looks like that was taken in
So she's
Ross's
had a
apartment,
nose
or the
job.
apartment
Since
that she was
it looks
staying in.
like
Okay. And let's go to 716.
I've seen her sister. Her sister, it looks like, she ran into a telephone
Move the
pole.
admission of 716.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right. 716 evidence as redacted.
And Emma, could you please tell the jury what this picture depicts?
Yes, it's the business card that one of the police officers left for me in case I changed my mind and wanted to comment.
And with the pictures that we have
Which
just
she
seen
never did.
before this, were they taken before the pictures of the police card, the card that was left, after, or do you know?
I
Objection,
think
compound,
It's not.
and culture
Your Honor,
speculation.
compound. is only-
Over.
Thank you.
we took pictures
Yep,
before,
exactly.
during, and after.
And the
Live
question I
and
had for you, the
clean.
pictures you've seen so far, were those
Very
taken
much so.
before, at the time of this, before
Ian
this
Runkle
card was
is pretty
presented to you
damn
and you took the
awesome.
picture, after, or do you know?
Some of them were, but without seeing all the timestamps, I can't tell exactly.
Okay, that's fair. Thank you. Okay.
Well, and I will say this: it's much easier on the YouTube to pick apart shit because if you're in live real time, you've got this stuff going on. You're not able to do a pause, pull this stuff up, figure it out, point out all the pictures. So yeah, I mean, Runkle the Bailey did an awesome job at doing this. It was supremely perfect.
Cause I wanna be a cowboy, baby. With the top lip back in the sunshine. I wanna be a cowboy, baby. West Coast chillin' with the moon. I wanna be a cowboy.
Holy cow, Danielle!
Hi,
Hey,
Danielle.
Hey
guys.
how you doing?
Good.
Again,
I had to
thanks.
see what you guys were up to.
Oh, we are just commenting on all this foolishness.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Danielle, you don't have to give away anything, but have you ever been punched in the face?
I don't think so.
Okay. I mean, if you ever maybe not punched in the face, you ever been struck in the face? Maybe you ran
Oh,
into
yeah.
a
Oh, no. I've been struck in the face for sure.
and does it look anything like what she's showing?
No. No.
Okay. And I'm not saying that, you had to be like abused or anything. I'm just saying, I mean, like maybe
No.
just
Not even close.
ran into something, got drunk one night, fell down, hit the pavement.
Yeah.
Any number of things could have happened. You could have just been like playing with your kid and the kid like kicked you in the face or whatever.
Yeah. Like been elbowed and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah. I've been
what she's
elbowed.
just-
I've been hit. Like there's
what
things
she's
that's
just-
happened.
and those pictures you're seeing, they don't look anything like that.
No.
No.
Let me turn my fan down. It's really loud.
It is good to see you tonight, Danielle.
Oh, it's good to see you too. I haven't hung out with Justin in a while. I had to come on. I was like, oh, Justin's on.
Yes. Yeah, I've been punched in the face.
Yeah.
Yes, I've been punched in the face before. I've been elbowed in the face. I've fallen on my face. I've slammed my head into things before. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it leaves a damn hell of a mark. So
I hit my
whenever she's
face on the corner of the bedpost.
Ooh.
For
ouch.
it was actually a month ago. Do you remember that, Shizzy? Gave
Yes.
myself a black eye.
But you see what I mean by it, and just the amount of damage that it causes had nothing to do with the fact her coffee tasted awful. That's so bad, Zach.
We have this
You
thing
should be
going on with
ashamed.
our coffees. I always say mine tastes better.
Oh, we've got some awful damn coffee this past week. It was some friend brought it from Colombia. I'm like, man, this is like horrible coffee. Just like, so bad. I was like, I think it's
I'll
just
drink
old.
bad coffee though. If I really need some coffee and there's nothing around, like I'll take what I can get.
Oh yeah, true. I mean, it was free, so I'm not gonna complain about it. But yeah, the bruises that she's showing, that's like, let me. Okay, is that red enough yet? Let me hit it a few more times. Just like, so bad.
Okay, and then I'm going to ask you to take this one down and go to 717.
Is this a penis on your face? Yes, it is.
And I'm going to ask you, I'm going to move the admission of 717, Your Honor.
Any objection?
No objection.
All right, 717 is redacted in evidence.
Thank you. And please just briefly describe to the jury what this is.
Something wrong with you.
The two officers that first responded left me that card. This is the front of the business card they left.
Can you tell the jury, just explain what the interaction was that you had with?
Can I promote Cody's Talladega Indiegogo for? Man, I'll tell you what, if one of the mods has it, they're welcome to put it up there, as I think that's pretty awesome that what he's doing with that whole what is it, Cyber Frog car. That's awesome. I think that's really damn cool. But yeah, Cody doing Talladega, that's awesome. He just needs to come out and do the whole Talladega Nights thing. If you ain't number one, then you lose. Just like, hell yeah. Oh, don't you get started. No, I am with Texas Jen on this. Light to medium rose. Pfft, I mean, what kind of pussy ass shit is that? Like I like it nice, dark, just that really heavy acidic coffee bean.
Same.
And if you're throwing some sort of cream in there, you're just screwing it all up. It's like,
Oh no, I put cream in my coffee.
I can't put cream in my coffee. I can't do.
Oh, I do. I get coconut cream. It's so good.
I used to do sugar. My wife was just like, okay, you need to cut that shit out, because she'd grab a hold of my coffee cup every so often and she'd drink it. So I had to wean myself off of the sugar, and so now I just drink it black. I like my women like I like my coffee, dark, milky, syrupy, no sugar, no sweetness, just better, black and better.
With the police officers.
Sorry.
Just
Dark all the
describing
way,
what you
espresso
observed,
dark.
as
Damn
they came
right.
through.
Dark roast is the only way to go.
I did not want to speak to them. I asked that Raquel's partner or husband asked them to go away
Partner?
without speaking to me.
That
And
sucks.
just so the jury
Raquel
understands who was
probably
judge,
took
who was
a little
Raquel's
pooper.
fiance at that time.
His name is Josh Drew, and he and Raquel lived in the apartment at Johnny's invitation across the hall from us. Raquel had keys. We kind of shared keys. They were our neighbors, but had keys to our house.
Okay. So why didn't you want to cooperate with the police?
Because I wanted to protect Johnny. I didn't want him to be arrested. I didn't want him to be in trouble. I didn't want the world to know. I didn't want this to come out. I didn't want him to be in trouble. I didn't want this to be.
Sure, Jan.
I wanted to protect Johnny.
Let's go to Defendant's Exhibit 1374.
Damn, Texas Jen. It's too bad we're both married to separate people.
That's 1374.
See, Texas Jen is like speaking my language right here. Like medium rare with raw horseradish. Oh, just like, girl. You're like stepping on dangerous stuff there. Wait. See, the thing is with Texas Jen, I would be making Texas barbecue with Texas Jen. We would be like so in there. It's too bad that she's married to somebody else and I'm married to somebody else, because it would just be like a match made in hell. I'm as white trash as I can be. Oh, you're funny, Zach. You're funny. I love it.
One moment.
All right.
All right, move the admission of 1374A, Your Honor.
Any objection?
No objection.
1374 in evidence. 1374A in evidence. Sorry.
Thank you, Your Honor. And Amber, what is this?
It's another picture of my face
after balls have hit
going
it.
through the phone at it.
Okay. And then let's go to 1493.
Is she saying that's what it looks like after Johnny hit it?
With a phone.
Oh, with a phone. Okay.
Yeah.
He should have hit her harder, in my opinion. But
I think so.
if it's
At least he
even
could have
true,
left a mark.
And move the admission of 1493.
like if I'm gonna hit somebody, I'm gonna hit them from all my heart.
And what
Yeah.
This is a picture of.
And I don't normally hit people, so
After that incident, perhaps by the lighting, it looks like it might have been taken the next day, but I can't be tell. I mean, I can't.
I mean, I'm looking at this and I'm just like, okay, so this is you without some makeup. I mean, really, I'm not seeing anything there. Now, I'll move this out of the way. Give me a second. I'll move this out of the way here. So that little bit of redness that she's pointing out there, that could be just from fucking rubbing your eyes after crying. I mean, I'm just not seeing it. Of course, her nose looks all black and blue right here. See, this little area right here looks like her nose is all purple, like blue. It just makes me wonder, like, what kind of like bad lighting are they using? Horrible.
Tell for sure.
Okay. And then let's go to 1493S.
Yeah, don't rub your face too hard there, sweet
Move the
cheeks.
admission of
Might show up red.
1493S.
No objection.
All right. 1493S.
It's
in
for all the
evidence.
cocaine. That could be.
And what is this?
Eyelid has no puff.
And this is another
Exactly.
picture of my eye and side of my face.
Now,
She fell
Were
asleep
there
on
also
his back
pictures
on her
taken
face.
of the property that
Could
you
be,
described,
yeah.
Mr. Depp, destroying or damaging?
Yes, there were.
Okay. Michelle, can you bring up Defendant's Exhibit 700?
It's funny how the bruise moved across
Based on
her
Your Honor's
face.
rulings, we
It
will,
moved from
take
here
out
to
the
the center of her eye. Bruises don't move.
apparently hers do.
Move the admission of Defendant's Exhibit 700.
No
So
objection.
like her
redaction.
bowels.
700 with redactions. You can publish.
Pretty much.
Please describe for the jury what's depicted in this photo.
Yes, my friend was preparing for a bead show and had displays to show these bead necklaces she made. And she needed some counter space in order to kind of set up the displays that she was going to use the next day. So
Mhm.
she asked me earlier in the day if she could use the free counter space in that penthouse 5, to kind of set up those display racks. They were set up in that room when Johnny went
Those
in there
look like
to
some really cheap ass
destroy
pillows.
things, as he does.
Just saying.
And this depicts some of that damage?
Yeah, security let him in, even though I
Find them
asked
at
him
Objection,
Raw.
Your
not
Honor.
to.
Speculation
I don't think that was
and
speculation.
lack of foundation.
Oh,
I'll sustain as a foundation if you want.
Okay.
there you go.
So what's depicted, what's the damage that was done?
Well, because Johnny would always smash up my things and destroy my property when he was mad at me. I had
What racks?
asked that they not let him in so that he could do that. I mean, the only purpose for him to be let in Penthouse 5 in that state, he doesn't have property in there. The only reason for him to go in there would be to destroy it. And they, of course, let him into Penthouse 5
Objection, Your
so
Honor.
that he could go.
Lack of foundation.
It's his penthouse.
Same
Fuck
objection,
off.
next question.
Just tell the jury what he did here that's depicted in this.
This is just a one corner of the
Zach.
Well, holy fucking cow! That is amazing right there. Well, just for that, I'll give you this. How's this? Couple of bucks for just keeping her camera off. Thank you, Zach. I appreciate it. Thank you.
That's so sweet.
All right, he owned it. Yep.
Zach is
room
the
that
sweetest
shows the
guy.
destruction. He just went in there with
Zach, thank you very much, Zach. We definitely appreciate it. That is very kind of you. I would coddle your cod piece, but I'm so far away, so far away from you.
his bottle swinging and smashed a bunch of things.
Objection, Your Honor. This is speculation. She hasn't established that she was there.
Oof.
I'll sustain if you want to lay foundation. It's fine.
Okay. Did anybody else, to your knowledge, go in there and do this?
Objection, Your Honor.
Is he
Call for
though?
I'm
speculation.
trying to lay the foundation here.
I'll sustain it. Just next
Well,
question.
let's do this. Never mind. We'll let somebody else tell who did it. Okay.
Sure.
Just all I'm asking here is what is the damage? What has been done that's depicted here?
This is just one of Raquel's bead racks that he
Objection, Your Honor. Speculation.
I'll
Are these
sustain.
anal
All right,
beads?
let's go to 701.
Are these Raquel's anal beads?
Move the admission of 701.
With redaction, no objection.
All right, 701 with redactions and evidence.
Stop touching your eye.
Remember, can
You're
you please
freaking me
describe what's
out.
depicted here?
Yeah, it is
Probably
our
dried out from all the
bedroom
coke she's
penthouse.
doing.
3, the main penthouse, and I don't think he was just
Probably.
throwing things.
Objection, Your Honor. Call for
Sustain
speculation.
the objection.
So just describe what you see here as opposed to what you say he did. Can
I see a
you-
bunch of art tossed on the
Art?
bench.
Okay, where was that art before Mr. Depp was at your house on May 21, 2000?
It's up my ass.
Hanging on the wall
No.
where it belongs.
Let's go to, Michelle, can you bring up defendant 702, please?
Why did she take the art down? I got some semen
Oh,
in
Your
my
Honor, I
eye
forgot
during
on
lunch
the last
break.
two. For
Can't get it
defendants
out.
exhibit 700, that was shown to Officer Sines and Haddon. It was exhibit 39 to both of theirs. And exhibit 701 was shown to Haddon only, and that was exhibit 30 in his deposition. I move the admission of
There's no
702,
plan
please.
to remove
Any
those
objection?
obstructions.
No objection.
All right, 702 with redactions.
Thank you, Your Honor. And let the record reflect this was also shown to Officer Haddon as deposition exhibit number 40.
Okay.
And can you
What are we
please describe
looking
to
at
the jury
here?
what's depicted here?
Yes, it's broken glass from one of the broken pictures that were hanging on the wall.
It
And
looks like
where
a
is this
champagne
physically?
flute to me.
This is in Penthouse 5 on the
Beer
stairwell.
spill.
Michelle, can you bring up defendant 703, please?
What is this? Oh, that's a picture of my vibrator. Oops. How did that get in there?
Move the admission of defendant 703.
No objection.
All right, 703 with redactions. You can publish.
Thank you, Your Honor. And let the record reflect that this was shown to Officer Sines and Officer Haddon as exhibit 41 for both of their depositions. And Amber, please describe for the jury what's depicted here.
It's another photograph of the stairwell in the same apartment, Penthouse 5,
And
which is the apartment where I kept my things.
okay. And is that glass on the stairway?
Yes, from one of the broken picture frames on the wall. We had a lot of I had a lot of picture frames on the walls, and many, if not most of them, were smashed.
Okay.
Need
Let's
shoes.
take this one down and go to 704, please, defendants. Michelle, thank you. Move the admission of defendant 704.
No objection.
All right, 704 with redactions, publish.
Thank you, and let the record reflect that this was shown to both Officer Sines and Haddon as Exhibit 34 to both their depositions. And Amber, please describe for the jury what's depicted here.
Just another piece of glass. It looks like the base of a wine glass. That is in penthouse 3, the main apartment.
And when you say wine glass, did you see this particular glass?
There were glasses in the kitchen, and always. And when Johnny was walking out, I saw
I
him
love that
myself
rug.
swinging the magnum-sized bottle, and I could hear glass breaking and things falling.
Okay, thank you. Michelle, can you bring up 705, please? Move the admission of 705.
No redaction. No, excuse me, no objection.
All right,
And let the-
705 in evidence. with
Thank you,
redactions.
Your
Thank you, go ahead.
And let the record reflect this was shown to Officer Haddon and Exhibit 36 of his deposition. Amber, can you please describe for the jury what's portrayed here?
Things knocked over on the kitchen countertop, and I see pieces of broken glass on the countertop as well.
Only pieces?
Let's go to 707.
Where's the rest? Exactly.
Move the admission of 707.
Any objection?
No objection, Your
All
Honor.
right, 707 with redactions and evidence. Thank you.
And let the record show that both Officer Sines and Officer Haddon were shown this picture. It was Exhibit 18 in both their depositions. Amber, could you please describe to the jury what's depicted here?
Well, that's
This is the
semen
hallway
stain and
leading,
blood.
leading up to the apartments. So this is the
I didn't
hallway that
know.
connects all of the apartments. It's kind of an
What
indoor
is it?
outdoor sort of hallway, meaning it's covered, but it's exposed on the far ends
You're right.
of both to the elements. So this is not carpet. It's like a plasticky. I don't know how to describe the material. It's like a plasticky kind of
It's called
netting,
indoor,
not
outdoor
netting.
carpeting.
It's difficult to describe, but it's a kind of an outdoor sort of carpet.
All right, and what's depicted there?
One on the floor and a little on the wall, it seems.
Okay. Let's go to 718, please. Move the admission of 718.
No objection.
All right, 718 with redactions and evidence.
And let the record reflect this was shown to Officer Sines and Officer Haddon in deposition Exhibit 31 for both of them. Amber, please describe for the jury what's depicted here.
It's another
Picture laying on the floor.
another photograph on the floor, not the wall. This one appears to be remarkably unbroken.
Okay. Let's go to
Remarkably.
719, please.
It's remarkable. Maybe like someone set it down there because they didn't want to break it.
Move the admission of defendant 719.
No objection.
All right, 719 with redactions. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. And let the record reflect that this was shown to Officer Sines and Haddon in their depositions, Exhibit 35 to both. And Amber, please just describe for the jury what's depicted here.
At one corner of the kitchen in penthouse 3, looks like one of the things that was knocked off of the kitchen island when Johnny left.
Looks like dog bones laying on the floor.
Let's go to defendant 720, please. Thank you, Michelle.
Come on, bring it on there, cheeky baby. Good Lord. So we're just going to show a bunch
Move
of
the admission
pictures.
Defendant
Of,
720.
No
All
objection.
right, 720 with redactions.
so it's
And let the
amazing they
record
have
reflect, Your Honor,
pictures
this
of
was shown
all
to
of
Officer
this,
Sines and Haddon,
but that's it.
deposition Exhibit 43 to both. Amber, could you please describe to the jury what's depicted here?
That's my office. It's a corner of my office. And that is a box of like sentimental things from my childhood or things that are important to me. Keepsake box that has been dumped.
It's all my fan mail. Those are all my glorious fans.
Let's go to defendant 721.
All 500 of them.
Move the admission of defendant 721.
No objection, Your Honor.
721 with redactions. Published.
Thank you, Your Honor. And let the record reflect this was shown to Officer Sines and Haddon in deposition Exhibit 44 for both. Amber, please describe for the jury what this depicts.
It's again my office. Same thing, different angle.
Okay. Let's go to 722.
So she has pictures of all this stuff, but she doesn't have any pictures of all of the abuse where he was beating the hell out of her on a daily
Move the addition of
basis and
Defendants Exhibit 722.
slamming her
No
head
objection,
into
Your Honor.
walls, and
722 with redactions. and
making her
amendments.
sniff the
Let the record
carpet,
reflect this
and
was
all
shown
that
to
kind of
Officer Steins
stuff.
and Officer Haddon as deposition exhibit 42 to both. Amber, please describe to the jury what's depicted here.
That's a picture
just
of
an
my
expensive
friends and
picture
I
frame.
when we were at that London house that Johnny punched.
You saw him punch this.
I heard it.
Okay.
You heard it.
All right, let's go to
Okay.
723, please.
Stop playing with your face. You're not going to make yourself cry.
Move the admission of Defendant 723.
Any objection?
No objection.
All right, 723 redacted in evidence.
Let the record reflect this was shown to Officer Steins and Haddon in their depositions, exhibit 38 for both. Amber, please describe for the jury what's reflected.
One of the, it looks like a Magnum bottle of wine,
That is not a
that
Magnum bottle,
is
sweet cheeks.
empty or spilled on the floor.
Can you tell where that is located?
It looks like it would be penthouse.
Sweetheart, that is not a fucking Magnum at all, by any way, shape, or form. I guarantee you that's not a Magnum bottle. Bottle, and I'm going to pull this up. All right. And the reason I say it's not a Magnum bottle, I'll share this tab. So this piece right here that you see, that's a Magnum. Okay. This right here would be a regular size bottle. That right there would be, it's a 4.5 liter. That is a Magnum. And that, trust me, is not a Magnum. She is not holding a Magnum. So as much as she tries to say it is, it's not. She is regretting not turning over actual devices throughout this. Well, because it was shown a hell of a lot more different shit.
Let's go to 724. Move the admission of Defendant 724.
No objection.
All right, 724 with redactions. Thank you.
And let the record reflect this was shown to Officer Steins and Haddon as their deposition exhibits 33. Amber, please tell the jury what's depicted here.
This is more wine that Johnny was spilling as he was using the bottle he was holding as a bat of sorts.
Let's go to 725.
It's a bat, huh?
We're almost done. Just two more. Promise.
Oh yeah, we're sick of your shit already, Elaine. Just two
Move the
more.
admission of Defendant 725.
No
All
objection.
right, 725 with redactions.
So let the record reflect this was shown to Officer Steins and Haddon as deposition exhibit 37 to their depositions. Amber, please
Yeah,
tell the jury
that's
what's
not-
depicted here.
It's not.
More spilled wine on the floor. This looks like Penthouse 5.
Okay.
I'm assuming
And
meditative
last but not
bruiser
least, Michelle,
theory.
please, Defendant
No.
726.
I've spilt more wine on a weekend. Just saying.
Move the admission of.
No objection.
Okay.
Your Honor, I believe the jury needs a tissue.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We will get a tissue. Yes. Thank you, Alyssa.
Somebody has
All
to
right, no objection.
sneeze.
726 with redactions. Thank you.
All right, and let the record reflect that this one was shown to Officer Hines and Haddon as deposition 32 exhibit to their depositions. And Amber, please just describe to the jury what's depicted here.
More spilled wine on the floor. Penthouse
Okay.
3 appears.
Okay, thank you.
That is a very small
Now,
amount.
when the police officers were there, did either of them
Ah,
take you aside
come on.
by yourself and talk with you?
Yes.
Which one or both?
The male officer I did not have much interaction with. The female officer said she needed to speak to me by myself, pulled me aside. We went into Penthouse 3, the main penthouse, to speak there because I had been in Penthouse 1. Raquel.
That more than likely is not hardwood floor. The only reason I say that is because I have similar floors in my basement. Those are actually a tile floor. They're they're designed to look like hardwood. That is not hardwood. So what happened to the bottle? Make it lay gently on the hardwood floor without shattering. A lot of your thicker bottles are not going to break unless you slam them into the ground. It could have been possible that they came in, they poured the wine, few in their glasses. Here, I'll pull that down. So it's a possibility that they poured some in their glasses. They tended to drink some of it, and then they just poured whatever they could on the floor, whatever was left, because you don't want to waste really good wine. I mean, this is really good wine. Why did you waste it? They poured it on the floor, set it down, and we're just like, done. It makes it look like we're doing all this horrible stuff. Like Johnny did all this horrible stuff. And yeah, it's not always necessary that a ball is going to shatter whenever it gets knocked over on the floor. I mean, it could have been simple as that they just kicked the damn thing over because they were so drunk and partying. Yeah, wine bottles are resilient.
Apartment.
Yeah.
Up until that moment.
And
Hardish.
what, if anything, did she ask you?
She asked me if I would make a statement, if I would cooperate. She kind of indicated to me, I don't remember if it was what word she said.
I don't
but she kind of
remember because you were
gestured
fucking
to my
high.
face and
She got
Objection, Your Honor,
high.
hearsay.
All right.
I think she can, if she gesturing to her face is not hearsay.
I'll
it's not a
sustain.
statement.
Yes, it is.
Objection, next
Okay.
question.
And it's also not offered to prove the truth of the matter.
I'll say sustain.
Okay.
Next
So
Shut the
what
hell
happened
up,
next?
Elaine. You won.
I
Let's do this. How long were you with the officer when she took you
5
aside?
minutes.
a few minutes, if that.
Okay. And as a result of that, did you cooperate?
No, I did not, but
Why wouldn't you?
it was my understanding that I couldn't stop them from walking through the apartment, which is what they indicated to me.
Liar.
Okay. And were you with them when they walked through the apartment?
No, Josh. Well, I was with them at the beginning of Penthouse 3. Josh,
Must have been super
Raquel's
like it when I
partner,
was a kid.
took over from there and showed them around the house.
Yeah, it
Up
happens.
through Penthouse 3, which connects on the top floor to the neighboring apartment, Penthouse 4, and then on to Penthouse 5. They all connect on the top level.
Shit, I busted one of
So
my
Josh
bourbon
walked
bottles the other night.
the officers through the.
I just bumped
the
it.
house.
It fell on the floor and shattered.
And what, if
Luckily, it was
anything,
empty. But
did you
still.
say about the identity of Mr. Depp?
Nothing.
Were you asked,
Yes.
but you refused to tell them?
Objection leading.
Sustain.
Okay. Why did you refuse to tell the police officers Mr. Depp's
Objection.
identity?
Because I did not want them to arrest Johnny. I did not want this to happen. I did not want any of this to happen. I didn't want to get him in trouble. So I said, well, I just refused to cooperate.
Now, approximately how long were the police officers there?
I don't recall exactly, maybe
10,
less than
15
half an
minutes.
hour. I really don't know exactly, but they weren't
Because
there
you were
very long at
fucking
all.
high.
Okay.
How do you
Now,
know when
after
you're
the
high?
police officers left, what did you do?
We cleaned up a bit because there was broken glass and we had dogs. So tried to clean up the mess, and especially the glass. And Josh, Rocky, Liz, and I, we kind of just cleaned up and eventually sat on the couch, and they just tried to comfort
But
me.
none of them testified to this. So it's her word
What, if any,
against
knowledge did you
Johnny's.
have that there was going to be a second set of officers coming later that
All of
night?
her friends
I
left
didn't
her.
know about that. That
Hanging in the
surprised me.
lurch.
When did you learn that a second set of officers were coming to the penthouse that night?
I think I learned about it when they were there, when they arrived.
Okay. And we've seen the body worn video on that. Is there anything that you recall outside of what was reflected on Officer Gaitlin's body worn video?
I couldn't see much of what was on that video. I just, I remember being surprised that they were there, not really knowing why they were there. I assumed it was because I was encouraged to make a statement by the first set of officers.
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
All right,
Just
I'll
keep
sustain
going
objection.
forward. Okay.
And I was sitting on the couch. It was sometime hours, maybe between an hour, 2 hours, maybe more. I don't really recall, but we had cleaned up and we were resting, and they were comforting me when they came. And they didn't do what the first set of officers did. They just kind of came into the apartment, confirmed that that I was okay, or that we were okay. They didn't really seem to be that concerned. And they didn't demand to do a walkthrough like the first set of officers had. and they left.
Okay. And what, if any, cooperation did you give them?
Well,
Well, I showed
I
him my
didn't
penis.
need to. I didn't really cooperate with them. I didn't talk to them. I didn't even get up off the couch. I was speaking to them from a quite a bit of a distance, like between you and I, and maybe more. And I didn't really say anything. I just kind of acknowledged that they entered and that was it.
Did you provide them with Mr. Depp's name?
No way.
Did they ask?
No way.
No.
All right. I'm going to take you to the next day, May 22. And I'm going to, Michelle, can you bring up Defendant's Exhibit 772? What, if any,
Stop
efforts did
rubbing your
Mr. Depp
eye.
make to reach out
like a
to you
pink
the
eye.
day after this happened?
Well, he made several efforts. Immediately, he kind of reached out and lashed out.
Reached out, lashed out.
Again, kind of going on what seems to be slightly delusional, thinking that just because he saw all my friends' beads out on the countertop, that it had become a workshop or a studio for her. So he seemed angry about, this perception that this bead display that my friend had set up was evidence of her running some sort of workshop. And he also accused us of me of having invited someone else to live there who wasn't living there, who was just in the apartment when Johnny stormed in. So he just kind of lashed out, and then the tone changed in the days that followed.
And let me stop you there. So I'm going to ask you to take a look at Defendant's Exhibit 772. And is this a text message from Mr. Depp to you?
Yes, it is.
And it's on 5/22 at 12:23 a.m. So it's early morning hours after 5/21. Would that be fair?
Yes.
Your Honor, I'm going to move the admission of Defendant 772.
No objection.
Shart 772 and evidence with the identifiers redacted and published. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. All right. And
Baldo Gagger, you're hilarious. I hear cops appreciate it. Crouch in the line of duty. Thank you. Thank you very much, you Australian shithead. You're awesome. Good to see you, Baldo Gagger. Oh, what does it say? That was
shit.
it.
I was muted.
Oh, yes, you were muted. Wow.
Now I
What were you
forgot
saying?
what I was saying.
Oh.
Oh well.
Aggravating.
It happens.
It's fine.
So-
Everything is fine.
Yes. That was it. The last encounter forever. You are already ready to strike. Why did I even come there in the first place? You yelled to be yelled at by you. I'm an idiot. PH5 is so Penthouse 5 is Rocky's studio. You're shameless. I tried to make it work and you just turned more and more into a spoiled brat. All you wanted was to make me fucking miserable. Well, I'm finally there. I'll never be able to understand how I fell in love with you. You're not her. I loved you more than anything. I did everything that I could, but you never fucking loved me. I was merely convenient for you. I hope our divorce goes as quickly as possible and that it is as painless as possible. So sorry you're as unhappy with me as you were. Obviously, the purity of whatever was has been gone for a long time. I will miss the moments of beauty and truth. Goodbye, Amber. What the fuck was I thinking? I wish you all the merit. The former him. I am so with him on that shit right there. I hear cops appreciate the crouch in the line of duty. And yes, they love to go over dramatic calls. Yes.
I know you started to talk about this, Amber, but it says, I'm an idiot. PH5 is Rocky's studio. You are shameless. You see that?
Yes.
Okay. Was that? what
Yeah,
you were
he's
talking
calling
about
her a
with him,
bitch.
that you're-
Yes.
Okay. And then obviously we can read, it says, I tried to make it work. You just turned more and
Good
more into a
job.
spoiled brat. All you wanted was
Love
to make
it.
me fucking miserable. Well, I'm finally there. I'll never be able to understand how I fell in love with you. You're not her. I loved you more than anything. I did everything that I could, but you never fucking loved me. I was merely convenient for you. I hope
Yep.
our divorce goes as quickly as possible and that it is as painless as possible. So sorry you were as unhappy with me as you were. Obviously, the purity of whatever was has been gone for a long time. I will miss the moments of beauty and truth. Goodbye, Amber. What the fuck was I thinking? I wish you all you merit. The former him. What, if any, discussions did you have with Mr. Depp about divorce that night?
Oh, apparently a lot.
We did not have a discussion about that that evening. We didn't have time. He was obsessed with dog poop.
Okay.
That's what he wanted to
Dog
talk
poop.
about.
It was all about the
All right,
poop.
let's take this down and let's go to Defendant's Exhibit 773.
Holy shit, Matt. Matt
Hey,
himself.
Matt. Good to see you.
Man, you know what that deserves. You get the special one, Matt. You are going to get the special one. Where is it? Damn it. I suck horribly at this. Well, here you
I
go.
agree with Baldo. Johnny didn't spank her enough.
Yeah, Baldo's right. Johnny did not spank her enough. Here you go. This is for you.
The one
Matt.
with the black hair, is your name Emerson? Oh, that's weird. It's Emerson big old titties, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, kid. You're an angel. Show me your boobs and I'll let you borrow my bike. Boobies.
Thank you, Matt. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much, Matt. Let's see. Say fuck a few more times, lady, and put some anger behind it this time. Baldo, you're hilarious. Giant dinner plate nips. No, she doesn't. Actually, Amber has like those like little petite, nips.
I think he was talking about the thing that Matt put in the chat.
Oh, could be. Yeah, those would be. I'll just stare at that a little while longer. Okay, thanks, Matt. When ladies say fuck with her mouth full, I disrespect them less, or maybe more, or both. Thank you, Matt. I appreciate you, brother.
Now, this is a text exchange between you and Mr. Depp. It starts with Mr. Depp on 5/21 at 6:58 p.m. just saying here. Does that refresh your recollection of when he arrived at your penthouse on May 21?
Yes.
Okay. And then the next series are on 5/22. They start at 5:13.
It's something a little bit like
Oh, a lovely lady. Hey, baby, you're all right. You must have been something before electricity, huh? You're okay. Well, the last time I saw a mouth like that, I had a hook in it.
And you're discussing talking. You said, sorry, I'm just leaving Amanda's birthday now. Do you see that?
Yes, I do.
All right. And then he responds to that, correct?
Yes.
All right, Your Honor, I'd like to move the admission of defendant 773.
Your Honor, if we could just have a minute to review this exhibit.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it just this page?
No, there's
3 pages.
3 pages.
God damn it. Thank you, Baldo. You made it. You made it. Think it. My angry spank bank. Oh, dude, that's hilarious.
Now you know why I hang out with him a lot.
I know. Oh,
Okay,
brother.
Your Honor.
All right, 773 in evidence
Awesome.
identifiers redacted.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Oh, geez, Louise.
And if we
These
could-
fucking
okay, we
texts.
got it published to the jury. So let's go to the top, Michelle. And so it starts out with him. This is the 5/21, 6:58 p.m. saying he's there, correct?
Yeah, but I think he came in later than that. Took him some
Well,
time.
yeah, I bet he
Okay.
came.
And then if we move up, the next one is you at
Can we
5:22.
Can we speak for a minute?
At 5:13
Thank you.
p.m.
Can we
correct?
speak for a minute?
Yes.
He
And
says,
then
of
you say,
course.
thank you. And then can we still speak in a min? What do you recall
minute.
of why you sent those texts?
I believe we had spoken on the phone. Or I can't control this, correct? The screen. I don't know.
We
what
can give you control. Yes, maybe we should do that and clear out my purples.
I just don't know
Yeah,
what
your
was said right
purple
before
shit.
this.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Escape.
You want to
Well, she
come
can't scroll.
Delay.
She's asking to scroll.
Okay, Michelle, let's have you scroll if you can. Just go ahead and scroll through just slowly so she can read the whole thing.
Of course. Sorry, I just leaving Amanda's birthday now. Wait. Let's pause. Let's pause. Yes, but I'm scared and sad. I want to be alone and in a quiet place to talk. Are you okay if I wait until I get home to call? I know you're busy, so please tell me if that's okay. I can't text you when I'm there. Is that okay? Okay, sure. Sure, Skank.
Okay, makes sense.
And he says, whatever you feel like it. I'm sad. I'm scared. I'm broken. My sweet Slim. I want you happy. I have zero harsh feelings. I am clear and I am me. The me that you once loved. We can cure one another of this constant misery born out of love. And she says, I hope you got my message. I called you back. He says, I'm not quite sure what your last text meant. I'm being honest. I don't know what to say or do now or think. All I know, I never felt so much love, pain, or grief in my life. Big tears. You fell asleep earlier while we were talking. I checked with security to check on you to see if you're okay. Hope you get some rest. Can we please talk later? Please call me when you can speak, okay? With all the love in my heart. Please call me. All right, make up a good
Does that
story.
help refresh your recollection?
Yes, I believe that I believe he had apologized to me after the phone incident. I had commitments that I had to
He apologized to
attend
you
the
after he
following
got pissed
day,
off
on
at
the
your
22nd.
bullshit.
So the beach show I referenced, I mentioned to you, I had to go to. I was
He's
had
trying to
bring a
make it
cake to a
fucking
friend's birthday
work.
party. So I had things I unfortunately had to do that day. And I remember there was communication with
See, this is
Johnny,
what happens whenever you take things out of
both by phone
context,
and by
out of
text,
different spaces.
where he was telling me that he was clean, that he was sober, he was clear mind, it wasn't the monster, and that he was so sorry. But I had already committed to filing for divorce. And
Yes, I do that sometimes.
eventually I have to let him know that it's not just saying it in the anger, in the fights that like we had done, both he and I did that at times in some of our fights, especially towards the end of our relationship. And so I let him know that I was serious about filing this time and that I had had enough after the phone.
Objection, Your Honor,
I had
hearsay.
enough.
Okay.
Overruled. Go ahead.
All right, I'm going to draw your attention to the bottom of the
Sounds
page,
to me like
appendix
she's
exhibit
still
773,
begging
and this is
him
at
not to
5:22. So
deal
this
with
is
them.
6:19 p.m. Do you see that? 5:22, and he
Nothing.
says, "Just
Oh.
let me know when you have a minute, and I'll give you a call. Nothing I have to say. You should elicit anything."
It says, I'm sorry, I'm leaving Amanda's birthday now. He says, just let me know when you have a minute and I'll give you a call. Nothing I have to say to you should elicit anything but a sense of ease. All my love and profound apologies. JD.
But a sense of ease. Do you see that?
Yes.
And then he says, "All my love and profound apologies."
Okay.
What was he
That don't mean
apologizing
shit.
for?
Objection,
Do you
calls
know?
for speculation.
What was your
Yes.
understanding of what he was apologizing for?
Calls for
Speculation, Your Honor.
speculation.
Sustain the objection.
Okay. In his phone call with you, did he tell you what he was apologizing for?
Yes.
What did he say?
He was sorry that he reacted the way he did. He said he didn't mean to hurt me.
Or maybe
didn't
he
mean
said, I'm sorry that I'm sick of your
to hurt me.
shit.
If he
and
really
I'm
hurt me
done.
that bad, he's
Johnny,
sorry.
don't divorce
He
me.
just- he
I
didn't
still
mean
need
to.
your clout. Exactly.
Michelle, if we can go to the next page.
That was bald. That was me,
That's
bald
the
to the
green
gecko.
piece.
4,000. whenever you feel like it. I'm sad, I'm scared, and I'm broken, my sweet Slim. I want you happy. I have zero harsh feelings. I am clear. I am me, the me that you once loved. We can cure one another of this constant misery born out of love. Very poetic. I hope you
And
got
he
my
says here,
message. I
I'm
called you
sad, I'm
back.
scared, and I'm broken, my sweet Slim. And then he says, I want you
Yeah, she
happy.
broke him.
I have zero harsh feelings. I am clear and I am me. What
Yep,
did you
means
understand him to mean by I am
he's
clear and I am me?
he's not on
Objection, Your Honor, calls for
drugs.
speculation.
Do you
I
have
know
an
what he
underst-
meant.
Okay.
Your Honor,
Did he
there's
use
a
that phrase with you?
Calls for
I'll sustain no
speculation.
objection.
I'm
You can
trying to
ask-
get to the
yeah, I
next
know.
one
Then
here.
you can ask your
Like,
next question.
shut up, Elaine, you
Did he
skank
use those
asshole.
phrases with you during your marriage?
Yes, he did.
What did Mr. Depp mean when he says I'm clear and I am me?
objection, calls for speculation.
I think I established the
O-
foundation.
overruled. Go ahead.
Thank you.
That he had sobered up.
What do you want to say, Danielle?
That he'd sobered up and he was not
Oh,
the
nothing.
monster again. That he was him. That
What
he
was
was the
that?
good guy. I love.
Oh, nothing.
Well, so I mean, you've heard this kind of stuff before, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I mean, it's you're trying to make amends at that moment, right? Am I mistaken? It's just like
No.
yeah, I'm not a perfect person, and I'm laying myself out bare to you, and you're just shitting on me every which way.
Well, the difference between him and, well, a big difference with him and Amber, like Johnny is very humble. He's a very humble person, regardless of anything. And when somebody shows humility and an apology, that goes a long ways with me. Long ways. Just humble yourself, admit to where, you've gone wrong. And if the other person doesn't do the same, it's more or less because they think it's your fault. But, more than likely they're not going to. But true humility sits like in the depths of your soul, and it's not going to get offended if it doesn't get anything in return.
Right. Because you're just like, I mean, there's been times like I've talked about this before. I've gotten in arguments with my wife. It's like, yeah, we have a wonderful relationship, but there's times that we argue, and there's times I'm just like, yeah, that was really shitty of me, and this is the same kind of response that I would give to my wife. Like I am, it was I just shouldn't have acted that way. I shouldn't have said whatever it was that I said. I shouldn't have acted the way that I did. Deepest apologies. And she also will come back and just like, yeah, I could have probably handled it different also. And there's that reconciliation that you end up with at the end of the day. It doesn't seem to me like she wants this at all. She wants any sort of reconciliation.
No,
Johnny,
and she's using these texts that are saying that when he apologizes against them, to look like he's all the one to blame. And then, the jury can see that. The man's apologizing, but she's holding that to, what is it? Holding his hands to the fire or whatever.
Yeah, holding his feet to the fire, putting his feet
to the fire,
just,
whatever. She's just, but yeah, we've all had the same song and dance before, and hopefully not in this manner,
extreme.
but yeah.
Well, it seems to me that their
like you said,
relationship was extreme.
It was extreme. It was very dramatic. It was very codependent. So,
and I'm not just discouraging that he probably didn't say shit or act like a shit at times.
Of course he's human, but he can admit that he's human. That's the only difference. So
that's pretty insightful, Danielle. Really.
Aw.
Aw.
I gave this trial a lot of time when it happened, but on the outside looking in, these were my thoughts exactly. Just human behavior is interesting in itself, and the way we choose to interact. And me not being in a relationship for so many years, I had time to like reevaluate my whole perspective on things. So, and I can see why people fight. I can see why people need to fight. We need our fights. We need our disagreements. That's what helps you build your foundation in a relationship, Yeah.
And any time that I've had like a fight or an argument with my wife, it's also set boundaries. You know,
Mhm.
in a real weird, really weird kind of way. It's just like you say something and you're like, oh shit, I just pushed it over the edge. And if they step back and they say no, that actually wasn't over the edge. That was exactly what I needed to hear. It tends you push it to that point where it's just like, okay, I've got to back off, because either I feel bad for what I said because that just was inappropriate, or you can tell by the look in their face, their reaction to it, that yeah, you stepped over the line. You said something that was inappropriate. You know, you said something that you shouldn't have said. You acted
Yeah.
the way you shouldn't have acted, and it really does set those boundaries pretty early on in a relationship, or even later on in a relationship. You know,
Sure.
it's
You
it,
just,
it
you got to understand, like, you can't use that thing that really upsets the person. If
right.
everybody could understand that golden, like, I guess the golden rule in a relationship, if you know something pisses them off, don't use it. Don't use that against them, because it's going to be a deal breaker every time. Not such a deal breaker, but it's going to be means of for destruction. It's just one of those open doors. It's if I'm in a relationship and the guy tells me or whatever, hey, this is the one thing this is the one thing that really upsets me, please do not use this against me, and then you use that one thing against them. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but like,
No, it makes sense, because
people
I
will
mean,
do that. They'll use your
I
weaknesses against you, and
and
especially in a fight.
well, yeah, and I remember, growing up, that my humility has chunk Norris jeans. That's good. No, I remember because my mother was very she would get very anxious about her upbringing, because my on her
Yeah.
side of the family, they were considered hillbillies, and so my father, to really piss off my mother, would call her a hillbilly, and that would just set her the fuck off. Like, she would see red immediately.
Of
Like,
course.
it's like that
Yeah.
set her off immediately, and he knew that it would, so he would do it intentionally. Just do
Yeah,
that.
I've done that. Like, oh, this pisses you off. This is the one thing I'll say then,
That's
just to
gonna
get you
piss you off.
fired up.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
because you're feeling hurt and attacked, and so
Sure.
you're gonna go for that low blow every fucking time, and it's just like, oh, you shit, why did you have to go there? And my
Yeah.
wife and I, we've done that to each other also, where we find that thing that just
There's
is,
digs. Those little
that's
jigs.
gonna
Little
dig,
fucking-
and you do it.
Yeah.
And for either one of us, we're usually like, yeah, I'm sorry.
That
It's
was
like,
shitty. Yeah.
that was a shitty thing to say, and I knew it was going to get to you, and I shouldn't have gone there, and
Yeah. I went too
that was
far.
crappy. Yeah, it happens. It happens.
But
It's
then the worst
relationships.
thing, I'm sorry, Shitty, I cut you off.
No,
The
go
worst thing is when it gets brought up again, like when they use it, oh, okay, I forgive you. And then like, oh, you said this earlier, or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, that's what, I don't miss being in a relationship. I am perfectly fine. Oh, those
I
days.
know friends who freaking do that shit. I'm like, oh my God, are you going to get over
friends
it or
don't do
not?
that, Jess. Exactly.
It's like, are you going to get over it or not? Because if this is going to be a thing, I'm not dealing with your ass.
A reoccurring thing, we're not doing this.
I wanted to put in ample blossom bosom, but I ran out of letters. Oh, that's funny. I love you. I love you guys.
Loved. The one that I trusted.
All right, now I'm going to ask Michelle if you can take that one down and bring in 771, which has already been admitted.
On her
Now,
face.
those text exchanges were in the 6 o'clock to almost 7 o'clock range. And here it's 5:22. It's now 8 o'clock.
Sorry if I was a bit.
Yes.
Please know that
And he's
my
telling
butt hurt.
you,
Oh, I'm sorry.
if a
My
bit.
hurt towards
Please know
you
that
is
my
over.
hurt toward you
My
is over.
apologies are eternal
My
and belong to
apologies
you.
are eternal and belong to you. Solid. Do you see that?
Yes.
Okay. And was it your understanding he was apologizing again?
Objection, Your Honor. Calls for speculation.
All right, I'll sustain the objection.
Okay. Was there anything else he would have been apologizing for that he had done?
Objection. Calls for
matter.
speculation.
Sustain the objection.
Yeah. You're not going to get it in.
So tell the jury how you felt in that week, May 22 through May 27, and what you decided to do.
I felt like the shit that I was. What? Huh?
At the time, it felt like the hardest thing I've ever had to do. I had
Liar.
worked so hard to try to make this relationship work.
You can't even bring a tear to your
I went
eye.
to therapy, I went to Al-Anon, I got help, I read books, I did everything I could possibly do, and it didn't work. And I was conflicted.
So you know what Al-Anon is, right, Danielle?
Yeah. Hmm.
Okay. A lot of people may not know what Al-Anon is. Al-Anon is a
Yeah.
support group for people that are
Alcoholics.
married or are dating addicts. It's for those people that try to live with somebody and continue on a relationship with somebody that is an addict. But
Mhm.
Al-Anon is not for addicts.
It's not for addicts. That's right.
No. And she is an addict.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
And a drinker, big drinker.
yeah. And hey, I'm not down on anybody for if they want to partake and drink or do any of that stuff.
Yeah, but don't go to Al-Anon.
Yeah, Al-Anon is not the place for you. Al-Anon is for people that are the sober one in the relationship, and they want to make the relationship work.
Yeah, they
And-
need the tools to make that happen on their end as the sober one.
Exactly. So her going to Al-Anon is, I think it's bullshit.
And she wouldn't do it anyway. She probably thinks all those people are peasants. Like,
Yes.
oh, the peasants. Like, these people are beneath me.
You're
You
reading
know
that.
that her attitude. She's not going
You
to go
have-
in a damn Al-Anon.
You have hit it like the nail on the head, Danielle, as always. You hit that nail on the head. It's just like, it's because that's what I've been looking for. That particular spot right there was like, she views all of these people as peasants, as beneath.
They're beneath her, of course. You can see the what is it? The contempt in her face the whole time she's speaking. And this whole left eye movement or right eye movement, whatever side of the face it's on. It's just, that is just like she's up to no good, you know. It's all like what is it called when you mess with yourself so much like that? Like, mess with yourself. I'm trying to think what it's called. But no, just this whole whatever she's putting on. Self-soothing. Yeah, no, it's that, but it's just, you know, I mean, beyond that though, this whole thing that she's doing is just, it's comical. It's ridiculous, you know?
It's that sort of like let them eat cake kind of attitude.
Yeah.
Borderline personality disorder. It's always everyone else's that does wrong. The ultimate narcissist. Yes.
The ultimate narcissist. Yeah. And what does she have? She has that
bipolar disorder, ADHD. I mean, they have
no,
a whole list.
well,
of
what
shit.
Amber Heard has is histrionic, and the
Yes.
other one with the B.
Bipolar?
No, not bipolar or not borderline.
Bisexual,
No, she is bisexual, I think.
blowjob. I mean,
And blowjob. She has
boobs.
blowjob disorder. I'll think of it in a minute. It'll sit with me like right when we're in the middle of watching this.
Blue.
Yeah. But the way
Booty.
that the doctor had it, like she had it right on the spot. She hit it right on the spot with her
Borderline personality disorder is also everyone else's does wrong. The ultimate narcissist, malingering narcissism. No, and you know, this is something that my mother was, that bipolar disorder, which
my mom
she
was too.
like cuckoo for fucking Cocoa Puffs.
That was my mom. Bless her heart. God will rest her soul. But she was, and she never had help for it.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing I wanted for her. I was like, do something about this. Like, you know, not saying you're crazy, but you're crazy. Like,
Yeah, well,
get this shit under control.
But the amount of abuse that a person like this inflicts on other people, and then that basically accuses you of all the shit that they are, where you're like, oh, I must be like this bad person, and
Yeah,
because they're like it's some sort of projection, or I don't know what the fuck it
it's a
is, but
projection for sure. Yeah.
I can distinctly remember my mother saying shit like, "You're just like your father," and of course she called my
Mm-hmm.
father a piece of shit, and it was just like, okay, well, I'm not anything like my father that I know of. Um,
Oh,
but I mean, it's no. There's no feeling sorry for it. It's just that's what it is. But when as you grow up and you
I
grow
know
out
how
of
that
that
feels.
stuff,
That's why I was sitting there like sympathizing because I'm like, I know how that feels like to be like, oh, you're just like so and so, and you're like, you just called that person a motherfucker like 5 minutes ago. Like, thank you. You
like,
know?
no, I'm not. I'm not.
No, that's why I was like, oh, I get that.
You can't not be that person, and
Yeah.
it turns you into like a mess until you can actually get a little bit of help. Yeah, support for the
Yeah.
support. Yeah, absolutely. It's so. We'll just get back to it.
Yeah.
To answer your question, I was conflicted. I knew after he threw the phone at my face that after all that month of not seeing each other,
Just
not getting
didn't
better,
throw it
not getting
hard
clean and
enough.
sober, there wasn't even, I didn't, you know, it was falling apart. I knew I had to leave him. I knew I wouldn't survive it if I didn't. So I made the decision to file for divorce. It was hard because, you know, I love Johnny so much.
You liar.
I loved him so much.
Loved the clout.
Probably did not love him. You loved his
No.
money
File for divorce.
and you loved beating the shit out of him.
Loved it that he took it.
I knew if I didn't, I'd likely not literally survive.
Please.
Liar.
I'm so scared that it was going to end really badly for me.
For
Wow.
him,
And I
she would have
didn't
deleted
want to
him.
leave him.
For somebody being
I
so
loved
beautiful,
him.
like she is a beautiful girl. Like
So
she makes the
much.
ugliest faces.
What? And
She's not so pretty in this whole trial. Like I don't know. I saw a whole different person, but she's not
It's because
ugly.
once you see someone's like actual personality for what they are,
I think
they're
you're
no
right.
longer attractive to you.
God, that makes a lot of sense. I think that's what it is. Cause like she's always been so beautiful, I thought. And then I'm looking at her and I'm just like, God, she is an ugly person. You're right. That personality is just seeping through her pores. And knowing what she's doing,
yes.
just enough to make you sick.
Generally speaking, it's all transference from past experiences in your life. You program yourself to respond and you follow that pattern of behavior. Yes, but you can also break that pattern of behavior. Seriously, you can break this pattern of behavior, and it takes a lot to break it.
You got to acknowledge it first. You can't change what you don't acknowledge.
That is exactly where I was going with that.
I'm sorry. I keep cutting you off. I get so excited.
You were like spot on.
Trial.
That was perfect because that is exactly what it took for me to get away from the type of person that my mother was, where I was just like, okay, this is not healthy, and it took other people pointing it out. And then the way that I would react whenever I ran into people like that, they were just like, okay, you need to dial that shit back. And this is how you need to react whenever somebody's doing X, Y, or Z. And it really changed my attitude towards people in general, because if I ran into somebody that acted like my mother did, which is not uncommon for women to be a little bit cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, it happens, that I would act a certain way, and they'd be just like, dude, you just turned in like a switch flipped in you, and you turned into like this complete asshole, and sort of like, and just they would spot it, and I wouldn't even recognize it. It was just like all of a sudden I would just like turn into like this different person, and they were like, okay, you know, stop that shit, because we don't know what the fuck that was, but that wasn't cool. And once you figure out that you've got this issue with a certain way that you're reacting, you can go, okay, that wasn't fucking cool, and recognizing that, yeah, it's not this person that did it. It was just something they said or something they did that all of a sudden you're like, okay, how can I change how I'm reacting to this?
Yeah, how can I change my reaction to this? You know, how I choose to react is what's most important, because at the end of the day, I got to live with me. I got to face me every day. So let's see if I can change maybe my attitude. And it, you know, and that's what I had to do, not just with my ex-husband, but you know, in order to be friends with him, but a lot of things in my life, because I would always be that person that was like, oh, I'm being attacked, so and so is mad at me. And then I had to think, okay, why? What are you doing wrong in this situation that's making that possible? And 9 times out of 10, it was the way I was reacting to it, or the way I chose to just, you know, respond to it, of course, and just how I perceived things. And my perception was off because of the way, you know, refusing to take maybe accountability for certain things. So humility steps in and tells you, hey, you know, apologize, you know, recognize where you're going wrong and spend time with that. And then everything else will look a lot clearer. And whatever else these people are doing against you, it's on them, and it'll show itself in its own way. So you just have to leave it alone in certain ways. And that's hard to do, you know, especially when you want somebody to hear where you're coming from.
Right.
But it's rewarding when sometimes you just shut your mouth and just accept that maybe it's you, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I was the asshole in the situation.
Yeah. But not take too much. Don't say sorry too much. I realize people will take that for granted as well.
Yes.
If you're so sorry that you just become sorry to them, you know, like, oh, well, they're just going to take it on anyways. And, you know, people will take that for granted as well. That's why it really comes down to you.
Yeah. And that was, you know, some early on relationships that I had where I was like, oh, I'm sorry. And it's just like, and then I felt like I was being walked on after that. And it was like, but was I really that sorry? And you sort of build up a little bit of a shell behind it, and you say, okay, yeah, I'm sorry for the shit that I said, but I'm not going to sit there and kiss your ass over this. It's like, you know, that was a shitty thing for me to say, but let's move on. And you find that how you interact with somebody or react to somebody also affects the way that they react or interact with you. If you come across as completely, you know, weak need, then they're going to treat you like you're weak need, and they will handle you with kid gloves. So, but if you come across as like, yeah, that was a shitty thing for me to say, I'm sorry. Okay, let's move on. Got better things to worry about. That was a nothing burger kind of thing. That's a different attitude, I guess. You know. Big G Crew.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Oh, maybe Benjamin.
But I couldn't. Okay. I couldn't do that one thing. I couldn't stay. The promise and the hope that I had become
like
less and less regular and more rare. The monster had been this thing that was now the normal and not the exception. The violence was now normal and not the exception. And it was so hard. It was so hard, but I knew I had to do it. Anyway,
she's so horrible.
Would have taken it too far. I would be
She's
here
acting for her life right now.
Why did you
no
ask
Emmys
for
for
domestic
you?
violence?
Sorry,
temporary
no
restraining order?
Grammys.
I wanted to
No
change my
Oscars.
locks. I wanted to change my locks. I wanted a good night's sleep. Security would always let him into the house no matter what I asked them, no matter when I begged them to let me know when he was coming over, no matter how much I begged them not to let him in when he was mad or drunk or high. And I couldn't sleep. I'd wake up in a panic. I was losing hair. I was losing weight. I got really sick. I had shingles. I couldn't sleep. I'd wake up in panic
shingles?
attacks. I had panic attacks.
This is
all the
not
time.
caused by that.
I'm falling apart. I was scared.
God, if you're gonna lie, at least
Very
study
conflicted
what
because-
you're gonna lie about so it makes sense.
Yeah.
I was also the person I was in love with.
Okay, because she just
research
said
that.
she got shingles. Shingles is not caused by that.
She threw it in there. She's like, by the way.
by the way, I got shingles. It's like,
Yes.
okay, sweetheart, you realize why you get shingles. Okay. Shingles is something that happens as you get older if you were never exposed to chickenpox. And it can be brought about by stress, but that has nothing to do with it. Shingle. Hey, Texas Jen's even sitting there laughing. The only reason I know this is because my brother-in-law got shingles. Yes. My brother-in-law got shingles, and whenever they traced it back, they figured out that he never was exposed to chickenpox as a child. And so as he got older, that virus, whenever it kicks in, whenever you're older, actually causes shingles.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, that's fucking weird. He was just like, yeah, tell me about it. Look at my fucking legs. I was like, fuck. So yeah, you're getting old. There you go.
It's so tricky. And I was thinking one step at a time. I was thinking very myopically. I wanted just to get a good night rest, a good night's sleep. I just wanted to change my locks. I thought it'd be healthier if I got some sleep and I could think about what to do or how to handle this. If I just could sleep. And
well, stop fucking snorting lines of coke.
when I did, I
Might get some
realized
sleep.
that wasn't enough, that he could get in any way, that the building wasn't going to stop him from getting a locksmith and coming in. I knew that he would do what he wanted.
Objection, Your Honor, calls for speculation.
Overruled. Thank you.
All right, next.
Okay. So did Mr.
Yeah.
Depp show up for the hearing on the DVT?
Lie.
No, he didn't.
He's coming
Did you?
after me. He's
Yes, I
attacking
did.
me now in my
And
sleep.
why did you show up?
It's like Freddy
Because
from
I had to
Nightmare on
provide
Elm Street.
testimony for why I needed a restraining order.
What, if any, warning did you give Mr. Depp about obtaining the DVTRO?
We gave him warning.
I mean, think about this. Wasn't Johnny in Nightmare on Elm Street?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow. Amazing she would bring that up, isn't it? He'll get to me in my sleep. I wanted to get away from him so much. I just couldn't do it.
A lot of her
Nightmare on Elm Street.
references are very in tune with whatever movie he's been in.
Isn't
Yeah.
it?
I've noticed.
He just started slashing at me with the knives. Edward Scissorhands.
But remember, he managed to convince the world that he had scissors for fingers.
Mm-hmm. What a lame ass response. Yeah, I remember.
That was
He's
that
so
was-
retarded. I
that
can't.
was
Yeah.
horrible. Such a horrible response. Oh God. I want to get that guy's testimony in here one of these days.
My counsel and his counsel were in communication, and we let them know. We had to. It was mandatory. It's my understanding of it. I'm not a lawyer.
Was there any confusion
smart
surrounding
either.
whether Mr. Depp was going to file suit as well?
Objection, Your Honor, calls for speculation,
I'm asking
lack of
for-
foundation.
All right, I'll sustain it's the foundation. If you want.
Right. Did you have any confusion as to whether Mr. Depp was going to file as well?
So I filed for divorce on the 23rd, I believe. And I thought
As he was leaving out of town.
that when I went in that Tuesday, when we filed for it, remarkably,
Jesus.
it managed to stay under the radar. These filings are not private. You can't make them private in California. And remarkably, it had
Yes,
flown
you
under the
can.
radar. No one picked up on the fact that I had filed. And as limited as it sounds now, I just wanted as much privacy as we could have. One day at a time, I wanted as much privacy as we could possibly get. And the filing had been missed by TMZ and, these paparazzi outlets and stuff. But between the communications between our counsel, I realized that John.
Except the only problem is TMZ the reporter for TMZ was like, no, we got a phone call saying that she was going to file and where she was going to be located. We can show up there and take pictures. Just like shoots all of her bullshit out of the water. He walks like he spends most of his life on a ship too. There you go.
Bonnie was
Little
going
boat
to
leg.
file in
Objection,
retaliation.
hearsay.
Yep.
I'll sustain the objection.
Objection. Hearsay.
I'm trying to think how to ask this. So,
Yeah.
without saying
How
what the
about
counsel
ask it
said,
like
what were
proper
you? What was
question?
your understanding, and what was your concern?
My
Objection,
concern-
hearsay.
I'll sustain the objection.
All right, well, let's move on. Michelle, can you bring up defendants
How about
exhibit
move on?
800, please?
Elaine. Watching a
Move the admission
lawyer
of
get their
defendants
ass
exhibit
handed
800.
to them in real
Any
time is
objections?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, 800 in evidence. Publish.
Amber, can you describe for the jury what this picture is?
It's a picture of my face while I'm sitting at the courthouse.
And were you wearing?
So you notice, okay, let me point this out real quick. Okay, her initial picture, she had red over here. Okay, and then of course her next picture showed her having red up in here. Okay, so now what is this? What is
Any makeup?
this?
I was wearing nothing, not a stitch of makeup.
Michelle, can you bring up
Bullshit.
801, please?
Just the blotch of bronzer I didn't rub in.
Yeah, I mean, and it's like, sweetheart, you haven't even got your bruises correct where they're supposed to be, because you've got these mobile bruise that moves across your face. Like you've got it over on your cheekbone here, and then all of a sudden it's here, and then it's there, and then it's here, and it's there. It's just like, okay, where exactly did you get hit? Like let me show you another picture of fucking Rihanna. I mean, Jesus Christ. Ah, woman. So
Move the admission
disappointed.
of 801.
No objection.
801 in evidence.
Horrible witness.
And Amber, if you can tell the jury what this is.
That's me while I was obtaining my restraining order to be in the courthouse.
Okay. And what, if anything, did you do while you were at the courthouse?
Lied out of my ass.
Did you testify?
Oh, I provided testimony and sat there and cried.
Lied out of my ass.
And did you obtain a
Again.
domestic violence restraining order? Temporary
I
restraining
did.
order?
The court
I
granted me a
did
restraining order at that
a lot
time.
of lying.
Just
Like I
a
am
little
here.
bit.
When you left the courthouse, what did you experience?
She can't help it.
I walked into the courthouse. It was quiet first thing in the morning. No one knew about my divorce, so I thought it was going to stay that way. And I walked out to a sea
Yep.
of paparazzi and cameras.
That she called to get there.
That I called.
It was, to that point, at that point in my life, I had never seen so many photographers, and they just surrounded me as I walked out of that courthouse and screamed at me, screamed horrible things at me.
As they should.
Yes. Did you really take a
Didn't
shit
take
on
you
his
just for a
bed?
moment
Really?
To make up. And then that
You
would
blame it on your dog.
Yeah, that'll be
Right,
a
thank
good
you.
breaking point after the makeup. You
Yes.
said that you didn't testify, you didn't wear any makeup that day. We've heard all kinds of things about makeup in this case. Could you please tell the jury what your regular routine was with respect to makeup?
Yes, I get up and wash my face like most of us, and I put on right away a moisturizer that has tinted foundation in it. And then I put another
BB cream?
foundation on because it has sunblock
Okay.
in it. I have a skin condition that my skin reacts to the sun in a bad way. So I have to wear sunscreen or sunblock every day. Anyway, so
If you have
Okay.
BB cream on, it has sunscreen in it.
So here's my question, because I'm not into the whole sunblock thing. My skin really isn't tender, in case you haven't noticed. But I'm just curious. So if you've got tender, sensitive skin and you tend to get like a little bit of breakouts and stuff like that, do you think maybe that her face would bruise and blister and swell up really bad if someone beat the ever living shit out of her? I'm just saying, I'm not smart. So I'm just curious if you've got that kind of complexion, like, blood vessels are really close to the face, that kind of stuff. And someone even like smacks you, that it turns into like this big swelling mess. I would think that's a big possibility. I don't know. I'm not a smart man. Oof.
I put on both of those. I put on concealer, and I do that before I leave my bathroom in the morning. That's obviously if I don't have a bruise.
Now, when you had bruises or cuts of any nature, what would you do about those? would you try to cover them up? Would you try to just leave them showing? What would you do?
Objection, Your Honor, leading.
Yeah,
Overruled on that.
thank
Go
you.
ahead.
Well, I'm typically photographed in LA when I leave the house, paparazzi type of photograph. So I'm somewhat aware of that anyway. And no woman wants to walk around with a bruise on her face. So if I do have a bruise on my face or someplace visible, the main thing, you have to ice right away to reduce swelling, because no amount of makeup can fix swelling, but it's very manageable if you ice it really soon. Arnica is also a great remedy, arnica cream. And then if you want to cover up a bruise, you obviously put foundation first, concealer, and then on top of that, I used a bruise kit. Not a bruise kit, it's a theater makeup kit, a color correction kit. I called it my bruise kit.
And let me, I use this. I think
That's where she slipped.
Oh, now she's gonna correct herself.
May I approach the witness to?
That's what you could show counsel.
She just got her ass handed to her. Bruise kit. Sweet cheeks.
This is what I was talking about as a color correction kit. This is not obviously the exact one I used to carry, but I used to carry it with
Because
me
it didn't
all the time.
exist.
Sometimes this pink is
because the first time Elaine brought it up,
and sometimes the kits are three colors. You
the
can
company that makes that called her out.
Yeah, they were just like, we didn't make that
Mhm.
in 2016, 2015, 2012. It's like we made that like in 2013, 2019, or whatever the fuck it was.
No, it literally came out in 2017, I think.
Yeah, like a year after. It's just like theater makeup kit. Yeah, a bruise kit. Yeah, she got her ass handed to her on this. I was like, no, I use this one right here. No, seriously. Shades of green, blue. Milani came out and said, bullshit. Amica cream. Yeah, this is the only time they ever use this. God, she just fucked it up so bad.
or 4 colors. Sometimes they have even more. But the idea is that you want to counteract whatever color you're working with on the bruise. So the first day of bruising, the immediate is red. Red is what shows up right away. So you want to go with the opposite on the color wheel by dabbing on a bit of the green or something to counteract the red.
No, I want to
After a day
see
or
her
two,
try
you
to
get more
cover up a
purple in the
bruise. She
So
knows the term color wheel, but I doubt she knows how to use it.
Exactly.
Doubt it also that she knows shit about what she's talking about. Because, I mean, I'm just a dude, but I'm just saying, I whenever I was in theater, I applied makeup, and I could make a pretty goddamn good bruise, better than what she could do.
Me too.
Yeah, same.
I can make a really good bruise. I did special effects makeup once upon a time.
Yeah, see, you could probably do even better than what I did, because mine was like from the fucking 80s. If like you
I
saw
can
it,
make
you just
like burns, like fake burns. I can make skin tears, make it look
Neat.
like you just had surgery. It's really fun.
Dude, you're awesome. How many times have I told you that? You're just fucking awesome.
I ended up getting the same eyebrow pencil as you, Jess.
The Anastasia.
Mm-hmm.
How do you like it?
I love it. I'm glad it didn't run out too quick. That's the
I'm
only thing I
telling
was worried
you.
about.
Once
What's
I
that?
started using the Anastasia, I never went back to whatever I was using before.
Oh, I love it. Yep, I got it.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've heard it here. Makeup tips on Shizzy Wisnut's channel.
Texas
Yeah,
Jen
that's
said
gonna
that's
make
what I use.
Yeah.
Oh, and I also started using the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. It's freaking amazing.
I
It's
think
expensive.
I got the Tarte, the highlighter stuff, the
Yeah.
light medium color clay for the under eye. Yep, I got that, but I didn't have the tape concealer. I think I've used it before. I have
The Shape Tape
the
Concealer is amazing. It's so good.
concealer they gave me, or not gave me, that I bought recently is NARS.
Mhm.
It's decent, but I do love the Tarte stuff.
Busy.
Yeah. Sorry, Jess.
We
No,
derailed
no,
his
no.
stream.
Yeah.
I'm derailed the shit out of it. I love it.
Oh, and
love
I
hearing this
recently
stuff.
switched over to the Lancome foundation.
Okay.
It's not that bad. I actually like it. I used to
think
use Smashbox, but they
I
kept
think that's
changing
what
the
my wife's
formula.
using, the Lancome foundation.
Smashbox, yeah.
They kept changing the formula, so I was like,
oh, that's annoying.
I'm gonna use a different brand now. So I went to Ulta and I did like a patch test on my skin with the Lancome one. I was like, this is the one. And then
I've
I
been
spent
stuck
a
on
lot
my
of money
Fenty.
and I left.
Yeah, that's what we do. It's so
What?
easy to do.
No, I'm listening. I'm enthralled now.
And the milk hydro grip, I've been using that just for like the primer.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really good if you actually like, instead of using makeup wipes, you just use actual face wash. Then it goes on really well. I love it. I needed a good primer.
So I used to use the Smashbox primer.
Yeah, I remember.
And then I'm like, that shit's way too expensive. So I tried the e.l.f. one.
Okay.
e.l.f. is pretty good, and so is NYX.
I think I tried e.l.f. e.l.f. is pretty good, and it's affordable. Like,
yeah.
What was the other one? Mix?
Yeah, NYX. NYX.
NYX. Oh yeah. Okay, I got you.
I'm just enthralled because I don't hear these kind of things. My wife
It's
doesn't
like
talk
another
about
language, isn't it?
I love it.
You're like, what should I get my wife for Christmas now?
No, I mean,
Your wife don't wear
so,
makeup, does she?
yeah, she does. Yeah,
Does
she
she?
wears makeup.
She
Yeah,
looks like she wears. She looks real natural in her pictures.
she does, and she.
Like
Wait, Danielle got to see pictures of your wife and not me?
Well, I wasn't show her pictures of you. Why would I do that?
No, you showed her pictures of your wife and not me?
Yes, I would not show pictures of you. I would definitely be showing pictures of my wife.
Pictures of your wife to me. You showed me
I
pictures.
fucking hate you.
Aww.
I'm leaving your stream. Bye.
Oh no, I got you in
Just
trouble.
You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. Or unibrow. No, I am the only one that has a unibrow.
I didn't notice you got a unibrow.
Well, that's because I keep it nice and trimmed,
Well, I hardly have any eyebrows. I have to draw them on for
You
sure.
know,
I'm glad I got that makeup stuff.
surprisingly, for a Middle Eastern, I don't have a unibrow.
That is
I usually
weird.
have thick ass unibrows.
I just don't. I just don't see that with you. I just don't see you having a unibrow ever.
She doesn't. That's what she's
I don't.
saying.
I want to know more.
And for me being Italian, I don't have hairy arms or anything like that.
What? You know hairy arms?
No, I don't have hairy arms. It looks like I shaved my arms, actually. I have very light hair on my arms.
See, now, and I'm just disappointed because, I enjoy those hairy arms.
Yeah, I'm not an Italian or a hairy Italian.
My sister-in-law, she has got like the hairiest arms.
Oh.
And she would have a unibrow, except she sculpts that stuff out.
Just a hairy back.
Just a hairy back. Well, what can you say?
I don't have a hairy back. I don't think I have any hair on my back.
Well, I hope not.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Well, you can't see your back though, so you wouldn't know if you did, would you?
No, I can tell.
You would feel it, or you think you would feel it?
Yeah, I would feel that. Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh, you guys are awesome. Well, what I'm going to do is I am going to edit this. Let's create this here because I'm going to send everybody over to the MG Law, and we're going to end the stream. Paste. There we go. Boom. And save it. And all you fine folks, go over and check out what MG Law has going. Yeah, we've devolved in the absolute worst possible way. No, we're sending all you fine folks over to MG. He's covering a case that I've recorded for him so he could actually stream it, because I think his insight on it is going to be much better than mine could. Thank you, Benjamin Gray. Appreciate you. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you all for the distraction and the wonderful, wonderful evening. Thank you very much. And with that, I'm just gonna give you guys like a little bit of the my favorite outro. Peace, y'all.
I love a buttered biscuit.
Dropped a grumpy